Why would you play?
Hello and welcome to this edition of the Quarantine Theater Company. Tonight we are going to be reading one of my favorite movies, not 13 Going on 30, which for some reason I wanted to say, and it's not one of my favorite movies. I enjoy it, but anyway, I digress. Never Been Kissed, the Drew Barrymore classic from I don't know, early 2000s, late 90s. Tonight joining us, and I apologize ahead of time, doing the heavy lifting, we've got Travis. Travis, I'm sure will do a wonderful job and say things correctly. I will be doing Josie tonight. As Rob Geller, baseball star, we've got Logan. As Mr. Coulson, we got Johnny. Angie tonight's going to be joining us as our Aldis. George is going to be our Guy Perkins, our dream boy. And we've got Jack joining us as George. I know it's confusing. There's a guy named George and the character. They're not the same thing. And then, of course, last but not least, we've got Michael. He is going to be some fun characters, of which Anita, one of the best characters in this movie. So without further ado, Travis, proceed.
Why, thank you, Anne. Never Been Kissed, revised draft by Jenny Biggs, based on the original screenplay by Abby and Mark Silverstein. Yay. Fade in, close up on a girl's face. It's Josie Gallagher, 25, cute blonde and scared out of her wits. We hear.
I'm going to stop you right there. It's Josie Geller.
Oh, yes, Josie Geller, 25.
You added like 4 syllables to that, dude.
I'm so sorry. See, it's already begun. But you asked for this. 25, cute blonde, scared out of her wits. We hear the chanting of a crowd.
Josie.
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 You know, in some movies, how they all have a dream sequence, only they don't tell you it's a dream.
Pull out to reveal Josie on a pitcher's mound of a exterior baseball stadium night. It's packed. Reporters line the field. All eyes are on Josie.
This is so not a dream.
The stadium clock sets at 5 o'clock. The crowd goes crazy. Josie takes a deep, nervous breath and smiles. Oh, God. Interior electronics store, continuous. Multiple images of Josie plays across the rows of TV sets. A crowd has gathered.
It wasn't supposed to be like this. I was just trying to do my job. And then things happened. Well, life happened. And now I'm here.
Exterior baseball stadium continuous. The clock starts to tick down. Tick, tock, tick. The crowd yells again.
Trust me, I'm not the kind of girl who does things like this. I mean, 2 months ago, you couldn't have picked me out of a crowd.
Interior Chicago Sun-Times bullpen day, packed with office workers, bustling with activity. The camera searches the crowd.
Told you, I'm over here.
The camera swings to Josie entering. Rhonda, a young copy assistant, tails her pen and paper in hand.
Theater.
Standard American calls for ER. Standard British calls is RE. So go for the ER unless you're a pompous American, then go for British.
Josie keeps negotiating the maze, leaving Rhonda in her wake.
No, theater. Last night we were supposed to go. Remember?
Josie stops at a desk where Merkin Burns, office's office assistant, is talking on the phone. He picks his nose with abandonment on as he talks, ignoring Josie.
No way. Oh, hold on. What?
Messages?
Merkin removes his finger from his nose and uses it to pick up a pink message. He holds it out to Josie. Disgusted, she takes it by one corner.
Seriously? No way.
Josie's still standing there.
What?
Merkin, do you think we could get some more yellow highlighters? I checked the box and we're...
Merkin swivels his chair 180 degrees so his back is to Josie and continues with his phone call.
Okay, I'm back. So
Josie walks to her door. It's marked with a lopsided nameplate, Josie Gallagher, copy editor. She adjusts the plate.
Josie Geller.
Well, I couldn't read the nameplate. Copy editor. She adjusts the plate so it's perfectly straight. Interior Josie's office, continuous. Josie enters, reads the message, still gingerly held in 2 fingers, and drops it into the trash can. She hangs her coat squarely on the back of her door, takes 5 pencils from her pencil pot, one by one, sharpens them in her pencil sharpener, and then lays them out neatly in a row. She smiles, satisfied, ready for another day. Anita Brandt, late 20s, pretty in a semi-unprofessional way, bursts in smiling.
Guess who I did it with last night?
Roger, an op-ed.
Oh, who told you?
You did. Yesterday you said, and I quote, I have a date with Roger from op-ed tonight and I'm going to do it with him.
Well, that doesn't mean it's gonna happen for sure.
Josie just stares at her.
Once it didn't happen for sure.
Gus Strauss, late 30s, would probably clean up well. Enters, he tosses some copy onto Josie's desk.
Computer's down. Septupled story. I needed it back by 5. Hopefully the copy's not a mess.
It's hope that it's not a mess. Hopefully is an adverb. It means with hope. And you have defining the copy. And I'm pretty sure the copy doesn't have feelings.
Gus and Anita just stare at Josie.
Well, excuse me for caring about words.
So, you and Roger an op-ed.
Oh man, who told you?
Roger an op-ed. Don't make me send her another memo of my policy on inter-office dating.
Intra-office. And they're not dating. They're having sex.
And what exactly is your policy, Augustus? That if you're not getting any, no one can?
Anita flounces off.
How many times have I fired her?
5, 6.
Gus turns to exit.
Hey, Gus, did you see the story idea left on your desk?
Yeah, the blind foster home mother. I got Cahoon on it.
Oh, Cahoon. Yeah, he's good.
Geller, we've been over this. You're a great copy editor, maybe my best copy editor, but you're not a reporter.
You've done 5 of my ideas.
You know what separates us office flunkies from the reporters?
They don't have to be in the office Christmas show.
A flak jacket.
Flak jacket?
Every Tom, Dick, and Harry thinks he can write, but a journalist gets in there, right where the bombs are. He's aggressive, grabs the bull by the balls.
You don't think I can grab Bull's balls?
Geller, you don't want a reporter's life. You're all about order, control, and getting my copy by 5.
Hey, I can be out of control.
Gus smiles on his way out. He readjusts Josie's nameplate so it hangs at an angle. Tormented, Josie waits a beat. She can't take it and runs to the door and straightens it.
Copy by 5.
Interior, sometimes lunchroom day. Actually, a pretty depressing kitchenette area. Anita and Josie eat lunch. Anita eats Chinese out of a container. Josie has 3 baggies of perfectly cut food in front of her.
Be honest. Do you think I'm aggressive?
He ponders a moment.
Okay. Remember when they took your office chair in for repairs and forgot to return it?
Yeah.
You stood for like a month.
A flammable African-American woman in her 40s enters and puts 3 microwave meals in the microwave.
Just because I'm not out of control doesn't mean I can't write.
Josie, you listen to me. If you feel you're a writer, here, deep inside, don't let anyone tell you you're not. Look at me. Every day I come to this paper and I pour my heart and soul into what I do. I feel it passionately to the core of my being.
Write obituaries.
Hey, if you can make a busted aorta sound good, honey, that's art.
The microwave dings off. Ding! Cynthia finishes the 3 lean cuisines out. Anita and Josie share a look.
Cynthia, aren't they only dietetic if you eat them one at a time?
I eat them one at a time.
You know, maybe Gus has a point. It wouldn't kill you to relax and have some fun. Roger's got a friend, Marshall, in editing. The one with the lazy eye. Maybe we could double date or something.
Forget it.
I swear to God, Joes. When is the last time you went on a real live date?
I'm concentrating on my career right now.
Do you own any colored underwear? Stripes? Anything?
Nita.
Look, you're way under 30. You're cute. Some guys find White Carter's underwear sexy. If you talk to his nose, you don't even notice the eye.
Josie laughs in spite of herself.
The right guy is out there. I'm just not going to kiss a whole bunch of losers to get to him.
Yeah, but sometimes kissing the losers can be such a good diversion.
When I finally get kissed, I'll know.
Anita and Cynthia trade looks.
Okay, if you've never kissed a guy, we've got bigger problems than the underwear.
I've kissed guys. I've just never kissed a guy. Like, felt that thing.
That thing. Is that what you kids are calling it these days?
That thing, that moment that you kiss someone and it's like the world around you gets all hazy, and the only thing in focus is you and this other person, and you know that person is the person that you're meant to be kissing for the rest of your life. And for that one moment, you've been given this amazing gift, and you want to laugh and cry at the same time because you're so lucky you found it and so scared that it'll all go away.
Anita and Cynthia take this in.
Damn, girl. You are a writer.
Interior tiki post day. Basically a mailbox, etc. But dressed in old X envelopes. Rob Geller, 23, good looking. Wears a smock with tiki post and emblazoned across it over a Hawaiian shirt. He stands watch at the cash register. Monty Malike, 50, proud owner. Rigorous a display. The place is empty.
I'm handing out a free lay to every customer. What do you think?
I think maybe people are scared off by the tiki torches.
Change is scary. Robbie, let me tell you a little something about the mail business. I've been in it over 30 years, and in those 30 years, the only thing that's changed is the Elvis stamp and some gun laws. People are bored. They want to shake things up.
I thought people just wanted their mail delivered on time.
Josie walks into the store, triggering Hawaiian music. Ooh, Monty puts a lei over her head.
Aloha, welcome.
Relax, Monty. It's just my sister.
Monty takes the lei off her neck. Josie hands Rob an envelope. Rob rifles through the cash inside.
Thanks, Jose. I'll pay you back. Bambi thanks you too.
Rob indicates a beat-up wreck of a yellow car parked outside.
That is so weird that you name your car.
No, it's not. Guys name their penises.
Okay. The car's going to bankrupt you.
She just needs a new windshield wiper.
Because I thought because I bought the windshield last week. I'm a hubcap away of owning more of Bambi than you do.
Rob hands the money back.
You know what? Take it. I don't want it.
Josie hands it back.
Rob, take the money, okay? It's no big deal.
No, it is. Just one more thing to add to your things make you a better person than me list.
Better person than I.
See?
I know this woman. She works in admissions at Lakeshore Community. She might be able to get you in for fall semester. Maybe she could get you in the baseball scholarship. And I could help. And
I'm not going to college, Jose. And I'm not playing baseball anymore. This is my life.
Okay. This is a luau that sells packing material.
Hey, someday this luau is going to be all mine.
How can you just give up like that? You had a real shot at playing college ball and you let one case of mono stop everything. Don't you want more? To move out of mom and dad's, pay your own bills?
Oh, yay. And then I could be as happy as you.
For your information, I am very happy, deliriously happy. I lead a very happy life.
She exits. The music starts up again. Woo, tiki tiki.
Come again.
Interior, Josie's apartment night. We pan around the neatest and quietest walk-up you've ever seen. Lots of books on shelves. We find Josie sitting at her small table, putting the finishing touches on a needlepoint pillow. She turns it over, and we see it says, "Love." She holds up the final product of a terrarium. Look up at her two turtles.
There. What do you think, guys? Where should it go?
Josie looks around the living room.
What's that? Bedroom, great idea.
She walks into the bedroom with the pillow. Interior, Josie's bedroom, continuous, a perfectly arranged Laura Ashley bedroom. We pan over to the bed. It is completely covered in needlepoint pillows. Josie places the latest one on top of the others and smiles.
Perfect.
Interior, conference room, same. It's packed with the newspaper staff. Harriam Rigford, 65, white hair, dignified owner of the paper, presides. Anita and Josie sit next to each other. Next to Anita sits Roger from Operations Education. Whatever. Fuck it. A good-looking guy in his 30s.
Let me start out by saying that I was very impressed with your investigative piece, Dutton, that Dutton did on the pesticides in the supermarket.
An older man, Dutton smiles proudly.
But since the Trib did a better piece on the same subject, you're fired.
Dutton's face falls. Everyone looks horrified.
You heard me. Out. Out.
Dutton shuffles out. Josie takes a big bite of donut.
So, happy March, everybody.
Happy March, Mr.
Hey, March,
Raper.
Mr. Rakeboard.
To celebrate, I've decided it's time for another undercover feature.
Everyone looks underwhelmed.
You all know that some of my best inspiration comes from personal experience. Who knew that my botched foray into hair plugs would lead to last month's award-winning expose, Hair Today, Gone Tomorrow? Hats off to you, Bruns.
We pan over to Bruns, a reporter whose hair is missing in odd-looking clumps. He nods sadly.
Or shall I say, hats on. And what about when my wife had the affair with Gil, her ski instructor, and Howard, Howard went undercover as an expert slalom skier?
Howard smiled wanly. Both his arms are in casts. Camera pans the room as Rigford continues picking out different reporters.
So last night, I'm sitting around the dinner table with my family, my wife, the two nannies, the boys, and we're eating chicken with this peanut sauce.
Camera stops at Chef Boyardee lookalike.
Undercover chef. I like it.
Hang on, Gus. So we're eating this peanut sauce, and then suddenly the younger kid starts choking.
Camera stops at Nurse Ratchet lookalike.
I'm smelling undercover ER nurse.
Turns out he's allergic to peanuts. And I think, holy shit, I don't even know my own kids. Who knows if they're even mine? And it got me thinking, how much do we know about kids today? What are they thinking? How many of them are allergic to peanuts? Boom, it hit me my semester in high school.
Camera stops at a bald guy. The jerks over one seat to Josie.
You, what's your name?
Josie Geller.
You enroll on Friday.
General crowd, hub hub. Josie's in shock.
But I'm not a reporter yet.
And none of these geezers could pass for a day under 40. Have fun.
And Rigford exits. Interior later. Josie is so excited she can hardly speak to Anita.
It's finally happening, Anita.
Anita looks concerned.
My own undercover feature written by Josie Geller.
Jose, maybe you should turn it down.
A beat. Josie's face falls.
You don't think I can do it?
No, it's a lot of pressure for your first piece, that's all. It's not a half-page article, Josie. It's a major undercover piece. Look what Rickford did to Dutton, and that guy's his cousin.
Gus enters.
Don't worry. I'll straighten this all out.
But I don't want it straightened out.
Geller, this is way out of your league.
Josie takes in Anita and Gus.
Okay, just so I'm clear here, neither of you think I can do this?
Jose, that's not what we're saying.
Anita, When you wanted to seduce the guy in the mailroom and you didn't think you could learn Spanish fast enough, who quizzed you on your verbs?
Anita looks down. Chastened.
Senorita Josie.
And Gus, when you picked up knitting, who showed you how to hold the needles?
You did.
You knit?
This is my chance.
I'm not holding your job for you, Geller.
Josie jumps up and down and hugs Gus, who is clearly uncomfortable.
Yeah, don't make me send you the memo on hugging in the workplace.
Josie smiles. Gus exits.
I do believe in you, Jose. Anything you need, I'll help you out.
Josie sits, motions to the brown paper bag.
You can start by handing me that bag.
Anita does. Josie sticks it over her face, flips her head between her knees, and starts hyperventilating again. Close up on Rob wearing his tiki post outfit. He shakes his head.
No.
Pull out to reveal him standing with Josie on the sidewalk in front of exterior tiki post day. Josie shiny Buick is parked right behind Bambi at the curb.
It's just for a couple of months.
You can't just borrow my car for a couple of months. It's like 10 years in Bambi life.
I'll give you my Buick LeSabre.
Bambi's mom did not have 10 years. Bob rolls his eyes and enters the store.
You can name it whatever you want.
Interior tiki post continuous. Josie follows Rob into the store. He turns.
Wow. Must be big.
I got an assignment from the paper. I'm going undercover. Back to high school.
Rob starts laughing uncontrollably.
What?
Do you remember high school?
It was a long time ago.
Don't you remember what they called you?
Slowly, Josie's face falls. She looks very far away.
Josie?
Interior high school cafeteria day flashback. It's packed with kids. Everyone stares off screen at Chance.
Josie, Grossy, Josie.
Interior tiki post. Same. Josie looks stricken.
Josie Grossy.
I know. I came up with it. You look nauseous.
Nauseated. I look nauseated. Oh God.
She puts her hand over her mouth, races for the bathroom. Interior tiki post bathroom. Minutes later, Josie has just gotten violently ill. She rises off her knees, grabs some toilet paper to wipe her mouth. She looks down at her feet. Interior high school corridor day flashback. We close up on brown leather, Oxford, and widen to reveal teenage Josie. Braces, heavy glasses, and all her nerdum. Slowly walking down the corridor with a huge backpack on her back. A boy sneaks up behind her, holds open the door of her backpack, while another boy pours half-drunk Sprite into her backpack. Kids smile and snicker as Josie continues down the hallway. She spots Billy Price, ultimate high school heartthrob, and approaches him nervously. Josie, I can't hear you.
Hey, Billy Prince, I noticed you weren't in math today. I have the notes from class you want.
Midway through Josie's speech, we hear the odd sound of liquid hitting linoleum. Oh boy. Josie follows Billy's gaze down between her feet, where a pool of Sprite has gathered. Billy starts to laugh. Kids around him join in as the laughter echoes around her. We dissolve back to interior tiki post bathroom, same present day. Josie stares into the mirror. Staring back is teenage Josie.
This is a very bad idea.
Interior mall teen clothing store day. Anita and Josie cruise through a teen clothing store carrying large bags from a stationery store. Josie picks up a platform sneaker and just stares at it.
So you were a geek. Big deal.
This is a very bad idea.
Interior mall teenage clothing store day. Again, Anita and Josie cruise through the clothing store carrying large bags from a stationery store. Josie picks up a platform sneaker
I
and
already read that. It's into the mall teen clothing store, interior mall teen clothing store.
Yes, that's what I thought I read.
Page 19.
Yes, that's what I
Oh,
want.
okay.
What's happening?
Wait, it's repetitive. Sorry. Okay.
Oh,
Go ahead, Anita.
So you were a geek. Big deal.
Anita, remember espadrilles?
Please, that doesn't make you a nerd. Everyone wore those shoes.
The girls threw them at me in the locker room.
Okay, that's bad.
And at the end of the year, the person who got the most direct hits to my head got to toss me in the pool.
Mamma mia. Just because you were a nerd once doesn't mean it's going to happen again. That's why you have me for fashion consultation.
Anita pulls up a slip skirt off a rack and holds it up.
Now, this is cute.
That is lingerie.
So I was thinking about what you were saying, you know, about being really kissed. I think Roger could be the one.
What'd you feel when you kissed him?
Did it work?
Very romantic.
Josie pulls out a plain button-down cardigan.
How about this?
I am not letting you out of the house in that, young lady.
Anita grabs an awful white Marabou jacket and matching earrings and holds them up.
Cute.
Anita, this is about reporting, not accessorizing.
And we're going to have to do something with your hair.
Anita!
Josie, please try and have some fun here, okay? How many of us get to go back to high school? You're going to have a blast.
Smash cut to close up an alarm clock. On a bedside table surrounded by makeup boxes of hair color, a stack of index cards, ripped magazine pages of teen looks, issues of Teen Beat and YM. The clock slips to 7 o'clock. NPR starts playing. A hand reaches over, hits the radio off. Sound effects, a school bell, beep, ding, ding, ding. As the bell continues to ring, we wind to interior Josie's bedroom morning. Josie sits up in bed, covers pull up to her chin in terror. Exterior Chicago street morning. Music up, morning train. Crowds of commuters stream down the sidewalk and onto the stairs leading up to a big yellow car jerks into frame, backfires noisily. It's Josie at the wheel of Bambi. She jerks out of frame. Exterior South Glen South High School morning. A suburban campus anchored by a main building. Cars pull into the parking lot for the beginning of the day. Kids greet each other. Coverage of the front doors of the school. General mayhem. Bambi pulls in. She jerks into a spot, backfiring once more for effect. The entire scene stops. Kids freeze, look at Josie a beat, and they continue on their way. Interior Bambi continuous. Josie takes a few deep breaths.
Okay. Okay, I can do this. Piece of cake. I can do this.
Exterior parking lot continuous. Josie steps out of the car wearing the Marabou jacket, earrings, and white jeans. She shuts the door behind her, starts walking. She has unknowingly shut her jacket in the door as she walks. A piece of Marabou rips, trailing behind her like a tail.
Yeah, okay, feeling good.
Interior school lobby, same. Josie emerges with the throngs of kids and is literally pushed into the lobby. She stares around, overwhelmed. Go Rams! Banners share space with signs that read 63 days till prom. She inches her way along the wall until she is stopped by a guard who grabs her arm.
Hey, where you going?
Oh, I'm a student. Most definitely a student. In high school. Here, I'm going to class with my fellow students. Hi. Hi there.
The guard stares at her a beat and then motions behind them. The 3 huge metal detectors that the kids are flirting through. Josie smiles, whoops, walks back. Interior school lobby. Minutes later, Josie's stuff lays out on the post detector table. Cell phone, laptop, mini tape recorder, electronic organizer, pager being scrutinized by the guard. Josie, sure she's been found out. Camera widens down from Josie. We see other kids' belongings spread out. They have the identical high-tech equipment. The guard picks up Josie's nail file, examines it.
Weapon!
And throws it in the trash. Interior high school hallway morning. Josie stares at her glass card and eyes in the classroom, totally lost. She approaches a boy in the flannel shirt and loose jeans.
Hi, I'm looking for room 204, Ms. Knox.
As soon as the boy starts to talk, we notice something in his mouth, a tongue pierce. Josie does too. We zoom in that shiny little metal ball. Badass. Josie is fixated, so fixated that we stop hearing the boy's voice. All we see is the mouth and that ball moving. The mouth closes. He's done. Josie's face is in imagined pain.
Ow. I mean, wow. Great directions. Clear, concise.
And Josie takes off, totally embarrassed.
Freak.
The interior high school hallway morning, Josie walks up to room 204, opening the door. She's met by a sea of faces. Mrs. Knox, mid-40s, distracted but bubbly. She sits in the front of the class.
Hi, hello, willkommen, entree.
Josie walks in, kids whispering.
Sorry, I'm late.
Yes, well, I'm sorry, I forgot to take my hot flash medication this morning. Josie, right? Please sit. Mikasa sukasa.
Josie makes her way to the desk, trailing Maribel. The class titters. She sits in front of two girls, Kristen, beautiful and intimidating. Why, thank you. This is so
No,
sad.
you're Kristen, not Kirsten.
Oh, oops. Kristen, beautiful and intimidating. Kirsten, beautiful and intimidating. Oh, yeah. This is so sad.
Wait,
Kristen, beautiful and intimidating.
Gotta find where we are. We sit here. Is that the right page?
page 23. At the top.
Oh, there you go. That is so sad.
I know, like 5 chickens had to die just so she could look that stupid.
Josie, in my classroom, tardiness is unacceptable.
I'm really sorry.
Mrs. Knox pulls a ridiculously huge sombrero out from under her desk. The class laughs in recognition.
Not as sorry as I am.
Mrs. Knox pulls the sombrero on a less thrilled Josie.
Olay, 10 minutes in that, and you'll never be late again. So let's hear something about you. Stand up, stand up.
I'd be so game for that. Josie does this. The sombrero drops over her eyes. She adjusts it so she can read her note cards. Close up on the note card, it's filled with precise script under a heading, My Past. She scans it, then flips the cards face down on the desk. Confidently, she begins.
My name is Josie. I'm a high school student. I came from.
Just then, the classroom door opens. We see from Josie's perspective a blinding light. Josie squints. From the light emerges a shadowy version of Billy Price.
Billy?
Josie blinks, reveal not Billy, but a beautiful guy. He stands very close to her.
Bali. I'm from Billy Bali. It's a suburb of Bali proper.
Guy pushes past her, tosses a wooden hall pass to Mrs. Knox, and moves to his seat.
Bali, fascinating. What did your family do there?
Josie looks around in panic, sees a student in the South Glen South windbreaker with huge ram on the back.
We were sheep farmers. We raised sheep in Billy Bali.
Josie realizes the trouble she's gotten herself into.
Oh my god. Do I miss Billy Bali? It had a really great aquarium.
She sits defeated. Interior high school hallway later, Josie rushes down the hallway, toting her enormous bag. A huge banner, South Glen, our nation's best prom, hangs prominently. She talks covertly into a handheld tape recorder.
Note to self, research Bali. Kill Anita for picking out this outfit. Find and destroy Sombrero.
classroom, Sam, Josie, and her enormous book bag enter. She takes a seat towards the back of the room. Kirsten, and Gibby. I'm saying that 5 times fast. Another beauty enter and head to the back of the room. Kirsten and Gibby stand over Josie, staring at her.
We sit here.
Oh, wow, sorry, I didn't know these were assigned.
They're
They're
not.
Josie quickly gathers her things and moves 1 row forward next to empty seats. 2 stoners shuffle over to Josie.
Sorry, we sit here.
Couldn't you two sit there?
Right, except there are 3 of us.
The stoners eye each other, then the 2 seats. A look of horror comes over Stoner 1.
Dude, we left Jed at the 7-Eleven. Again.
Josie picks up her stuff, moves to the last empty seat in the room in the front row, surrounded by who all wear orange denominator sweatshirts. Sitting next to Josie is Aldi's denominator Intense Wise with a whole bunch of math medals on her sweet sweatshirt. She smiles at Josie. Josie smiles back and looks up as Mr. Coulson enters the room. He is regularly handsome, 20-something Yale grad. He grabs a notebook out of his bag, goes around to sit at the front of the desk, sipping coffee from a styrofoam cup.
Hi, everyone. I don't think we've met. I'm Sam Coulson, although for some reason the school has a thing about not letting you guys call me Sam.
Hi, I'm Josie Geller. I think the school would probably be okay or comfortable with you calling me that. Josie.
Sam smiles.
Josie, since that you're new, I'd love to drink my coffee during class. And since I allow myself to do this, I allow everyone to bring beverages to class as well. Welcome to Shakespeare's As You Like It. Okay, how many of you actually read the assignment last night?
About 5 hands go up.
Not bad. Now, how many of you spent more than 30 minutes eating a salty snack food?
20 hands, Sam laughs.
Man, if I could just get you guys to read while you eat.
Sam opens his book. Aldi's notices Josie has no book. She moves next to her.
Here, we can share.
They share a smile.
As You Like It is an example of Shakespearean.
Start you on his butt, hardly describable in his loose 501 jeans. All the girls swoon.
Pastoral comedy. Anyone know what that means?
An enthusiast and
Oh, that's what they do to milk.
That's pasteurized, Sarah, but close, same letter. 3 syllables.
Parakeet?
There's a minute of my life I'll never get back.
Josie smiles at this.
Okay, anyone else?
Josie can't contain herself.
Pastoral means set in the country, originally seen in the Eclogues of Virgil. It's from the Latin pescare, to graze.
Student bleats like a sheep. OS Sam just stares at her, smiling. Finally, he walks over and shakes her hand.
Did I mention to the class that I love our new student?
Josie beams.
Did I mention to the class also loves our new kiss ass?
Josie smiles, quickly fades.
Maybe that's not exactly the kind of participation that I'm looking for.
Gibby looks right at Josie.
Oops, sorry.
Josie just sits there, face burning. Interior high school hallway later, Josie approaches her locker. She can't get it to it because of a couple is busy making out against it. Woot woot. A girl's voice comes over the loudspeaker. She's completely ignored.
Hi, this is Sydney, student body president. Okay, first, bad news. The district didn't allocate enough funds. So as of this afternoon, there will be no music department. Now, about prom.
The entire hallway freezes. The couple breaks their clinch and looks up. Silence. Josie is amazed.
Voting on prom theme has been completed, and the theme is
Cut to unexpected face.
the Millennium.
Pandemonium, kids cheer, gas. One girl faints. The crowd surges again. Josie, caught in the flow, doesn't notice a locker door flinging open. She smashes her head right into it. Everyone, including Guy, turns and laughs. Even some denominators. Cut to a cafeteria tray moves down the front line. It's piled with unidentifiable foods and 3 glasses of fluorescent red punch. Hands pulled out of the frame into frame comes into another tray. This one's bearing a perfectly arranged place setting with the 3 celery sticks on a plate. Wine to reveal. Interior cafeteria day. Josie pulls the perfect tray down the cafeteria line. She reaches some awful looking coleslaw in a big vent. A cafeteria guy in a plastic cap hovers above it.
Excuse me, what's in the coleslaw?
The cafeteria guy hauls an industrial-sized plastic tube onto the counter and turns it so Josie can read the label. Coleslaw food. Josie wrinkles her nose. She moves on to the cash register.
That'll be $12.95.
Oh my gosh, wow, that's pricey.
That's real meat in that ham sandwich.
Josie turns to a girl in line behind her.
Boy, that's a lot of bread for that bread.
The girl rolls her eyes, reaches past Josie to grab a mustard bottle. Josie turns with her tray toward the room. Cut to interior cafeteria day flashback. 4 kids stare at camera and chant.
Josie Grossi, Josie Grossi, Josie Grossi.
Angle back on Josie. She's 17, standing with her eyes. The camera spins, showing us her back there. Tattooed in the squeezed bottle mustard is Grossi. A boy stands behind her, victoriously holding the mustard bottle. Cut back to interior cafeteria, same present day. Josie shakes off the vision and stares out at the crowded cafeteria. She sees Kirsten, and Gibby, steals herself and decides to approach Kirsten. Kirsten is eating a bran muffin. Kirsten, that bran muffin has like 75 fat grams.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I read this thing that 1 bran muffin can be like 2 bran muffins sometimes.
Kirsten pushes the muffin away.
God, food is so confusing.
Hi, Kristen.
It's Kirsten.
Welcome to my world. Josie prolongs herself down with these girls and takes a spiral pad out of her big knapsack. In the process, she manages to spill her chocolate milk all over her white jeans. Oh, that's...
That'll teach me to wear white after Labor Day.
I don't think you're supposed to wear white jeans after 1983.
They all laugh. Josie fakes a laugh too.
Right.
Josie picks up her notepad and her pen.
So, let's see. Tell me about yourselves.
They all just stare at Josie in disgust. Guy approaches their table.
I'm Guy.
Guy looks at Josie. He's beautiful. She's flustered.
Yes, you are a guy. Quite a guy. Hey, look at that. I rhymed. Yikes. Spikes.
Are you in special ed?
Josie stands up, grabs her bag and her chocolate milk.
Bye, Guy. Others.
She leaves the cafeteria, passing a couple of denominators.
Oh, how old am I?
Approximately 6,350 days old. Subject to adjustment for date of birth.
Love that laugh. This is a very funny denominator humor to the denominators. Josie leaves the cafeteria, exterior school grounds continuous. I gotta kill that bee. Josie runs out an exit door and right into a security guard.
You gotta pass.
Interior gym later, a banner above reads presidential fitness testing this week. 15 senior girls, including Josie, in matching in green and yellow polyester gym clothes, do sprints up and down the basketball court. Suicides is what they're called. Joey looks like she's about to die. Miss Brown yells as she passes.
Move it, Geller, move it, move it.
Josie stops, grabs the woman by the wrist.
Must have water.
What do I look like, your waitress? Now you're gonna complete these sprints, because if you don't, you fail. And if you fail gym, you're never getting into college.
My God, you guys are still telling that lie?
That's it, Geller. Drop and give me 20.
Josie drops to the gym floor. Interior high school hallway later. It's finally the end of the day. Josie makes her way down the hallway, clutching her pad of paper, getting pushed and shoved by kids as they storm outside. A huge banner hangs overhead reading, "Sign up for senior night." She tries to smile at some kids, but they all ignore her. She makes it to the main entrance to the school, where we see as she shoves her pad of paper into her bag, it is completely blank. Exterior parking lot same. Kids fill the parking lot. Josie walks, talking on her cell phone.
Rhoda, make sure Gus gets the whole message, okay? Okay, yeah, bye.
Josie arrives where she's parked. Bambi. The space is empty. She still holds the phone to her ear.
Wait a second. No, not you. Bye.
Josie shuts the phone, looks around, retraces her steps. Bambi is gone. Shocker. Josie walks around the lot, getting visibly upset. In the corner of the lot, we see a group of denominators removing a big metal chain from around a group of tightly packed cars.
They do it to all the new kids.
Josie finds Aldi's standing next to her.
Who's they?
Aldi's motions up to a second floor window. Guy and his group look down on them, laughing.
Guy Perkins and his amazing lemmings. They push your car out of its space, hide it, and then watch while you look for it. We've taken to chaining ours together for safety. I'm Aldous.
I'm Josie. Aldous is an interesting name.
When it's not yours. My mom was going through a Harlequin romance phase.
Try being named after a guitar. Playing Pussycat.
Whoa. Aldi's doesn't get it.
Never mind. This is so awful that they hide your cars.
Yes. Although, what is truly awful is that with the combined intellectual effort of every kid in that room right now,
She points up to the biology room.
they would still not know the difference between cyanide and a hyperbole.
Josie laughs.
I know. It's pathetic.
Aldous stares Josie down.
What?
Well, do you?
A synecdoche uses as part of to represent a whole, as in a herd of cattle, whereas a hyperbole is a simple exaggeration, like I could eat a horse.
Nice.
They stop and look around.
How long will they watch us for?
Until Guy tells them to go. Once they watched me for like 2 hours. I found my car the next day in the TJ Maxx parking lot.
Why do they listen to Guy?
Because he's Guy Perkins. Listen, you want to walk to Nana's and get something to eat?
Yeah, let's do that.
They start to walk out of the parking lot. Josie is visibly thrilled, having finally found a friend. Interior Nana's later. Josie and Aldous share a huge plate of chili fries.
Yeah, isn't it amazing that those guys are our same age? I mean, they just seem so much younger, you know?
Oh, I know.
A waiter delivers 2 huge chocolate shakes.
I'm going to be so happy to go to college. I hear at Northwestern, they don't make fun of you for knowing the element table.
Hey, I went to Northwestern. Once. To use the bathroom.
Out the window, Josie sees her Buick with Rob at the wheel, stopped at a red light. Detailed on the side in big white script is the Tiki Post. Ooh, Josie's eyes widen. The light change as Rob pulls away.
Oh my God. You'll really like Northwestern.
They both slurp down their shakes.
So, what are your hopes, your dreams? What do you want to be?
Professor of medieval literature, novelist, weekend flautist.
Aldous takes another slurp of her shake. We hear a muffled cell phone ringing.
I think your knapsack is ringing.
Josie takes the cell phone out of her knapsack and answers it.
Hello?
We intercut with interior Gus's office saying Gus speaks into his phone, knitting frantically.
Gus?
Geller, I got your message. The hell kind of story are you pitching?
Josie smiles awkwardly at Aldous, covering the phone.
It's my dad, he worries. Hi, Dad, I miss you too.
You're a sick puppy, Geller.
Josie indicates to Aldous she'll be right back and walks to the back of the restaurant by the payphones.
It's an expose on cafeteria food.
Leading with the terrible truth about coleslaw.
Well, the bulk of it will be about the pimento loaf.
Geller. Reporter? What sells? Sex scandals, bribery, people jumping off of buildings. Unless the kid just killed themselves because he was getting paid to have sex with a school mascot in a big vat of this coleslaw. You got nothing.
Guy slams down his phone.
You didn't taste the pimento loaf.
She looks back to the table where Aldous is dividing the check. Exterior track, high school, dusk. In the middle of the track is Josie's car. The marching band clumsily practices their formations around it. Josie and Aldous arrive at the car and Aldous pops the door.
They love to disconnect the battery. Too.
She looks under the hood, reconnects the battery. Down.
Just so you know, I think they recalled these 4 cars in 1974.
Thanks.
Sure, no problem.
Aldous heads to the lot for her car and turns around.
Hey, Josie, how are you at calculus?
Pretty good.
How would you like to join the denominators? The math team could really use a new brain. We lost our best logatherium guy last year.
College?
NASA. Plus, we have these really fun pizza study groups, and we go to these all-county meets. And I mean, not that you need it, and without sounding too much like the Godfather, I think we could offer you a certain amount of protection, if you know what I mean. We all gotta stick together and watch out for each other.
Josie smiles. Music up, schoolhouse rocks, Magic 3 as we begin montage, interior high school hallway day. Josie and denominators walk down the hallway in unison. Past guys group open their lockers and in order dogs takes out paper, pencils, calculators. Interior high school hallway day. Josie and Aldous, both wearing big orange denominator sweatshirts, are behind a table, meaning a bake sale. A banner behind them reads pie. Pie, $75 or 3.1457869. Yeah, you get it. No one is stopping to buy anything. Josie points to the left. Aldous looks and Josie stuffs a whole brownie in her mouth. They laugh uncontrollably. Josie starts to choke and cough up most of the brownie. We pan down a row of nervous-looking denominator faces as they watch Josie sitting head-to-head against a digit and opposing Mathalon competitor. They both work furiously on a problem. A judge sits behind them. A makeshift scoreboard hanging off the desk shows the score is tied. Josie bangs the bell on the desk and hands the judge her card. He looks it over and gives her team 5 points. They win. The nominators erupt into cheers. They're jumping all over Josie, going crazy as we go. The gym is entirely empty except for a handful of denominators. The janitors sweeping up on the other. Interior mailbox store day. Smiling at Josie and Aldous clutch books excitedly and stand in line. We wind also clutching their books at the head of the line is a blow-up poster from the New Elements of Grammar. An old man signs book for his interior Josie's apartment night. It's late. Josie is typing on her laptop, referencing notes. Her notebook, school books, and homework are spread around. End montage. Interior classroom day. Sam is perched on the desk in their usual seats. Aldous is standing and reading from her book.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players.
Anyone have any idea what Shakespeare meant by that?
No one answers.
Anyone? Sarah, Megan, exchange student that doesn't speak English, who has a name I can't remember.
We see you on the students ending on an Asian boy who smiles widely at Sam and waves. Sam smiles and waves back.
It's about disguise, playing the part. It's the theme of As You Like It. Can anyone tell me where we see that?
Well, Rosalind disguises herself as a man and escapes into the forest.
Right. And it's when she's in costume that she can finally express her love for Orlando. See, Shakespeare's making the point here that when we're disguised, we feel free. We can do things we wouldn't do in ordinary life.
See on Josie's face, she's clearly uncomfortable. Sam walks up to a huge football player, Brett.
Brett, when you go on the football field in your uniform, what happens?
We win.
Yeah, you hit people, you yell, you touch other guys' butts.
Class giggles. Hee hee hoo hoo. Brett looks horrified.
But it's okay because you're in uniform. This guy's changed the rules. Okay, so I had Spider-Man pajamas. And I thought when I wore them that I had superpowers. One night, I tried to walk up the side of the garage.
Did you make it?
To the emergency room, yeah.
Josie smiles at this, a little smitten.
Josie, why don't you read from Act 5, Scene 2, Rosalind's speech?
Josie stands up, starts reading.
No sooner had they met, but they looked. No sooner looked, but they loved. No sooner loved, but they sighed.
Josie's voice begins to fade away. Interior classroom day flashback. Angle back to Josie, now 17 and mortified, nervously standing in class and reading a poem. Billy Price sits to the side. She glances at him throughout the poem. It's clearly about him.
Does he notice me? Does he hear my heart screaming his name? Sometimes it's so loud I think the gods can hear my pain. His voice is so mellifluous. Oh, to just get one small kiss.
The class laughs at her, except for Billy, who smiles at her, looking slightly touched. Interior high school library day flashback. 17-year-old Josie is surrounded by an elaborate color-coded index card system for a research paper. Her friend, Sheila, overweight and pimply, comes running across the library at breakneck speed. She sits down next to Josie, visibly excited, and pushes her index cards aside.
Okay, what have you wanted for like ever, but didn't think would ever happen?
Josie looks at her for a moment, mulling it over.
That they'd start an Olympic team for grammar, like diagramming sentences and verb declensions and stuff. And I'm scouted for the team just as an alternate, of course, because I'm so young. But then there's talk of me in the 96 games.
No, better. Something better.
Josie smiles.
That I'm the most popular girl in school and Billy Prince is taking me to prom.
Josie laughs at the absurdity. She looks at Sheila. Sheila is dead serious.
Yes.
What?
Billy Prince is asking you to prom.
Why?
I don't know.
The poem. I knew he liked the poem. Billy Prince is asking me to prom.
That's what I'm saying.
The two girls look at each other. Big smiles erupt into screams as they jump up and down, hugging each other. Special effects, the bell rings. Interior Sam's classroom presents same. It's the end of class. Students pack their bags.
Okay, just as a reminder, your paper is due in 1 week.
Interior high school hallway, same. Alice and Josie head out of the class and down the hallway towards their lockers. In front of hers, where the makeout couple continues their clinch, blocking her locker. Josie pauses, frustrated as Steve's voice comes over the loudspeaker.
Hey guys, bad news. Kim Wing is closed. The hazardous materials crew is on the way. Now about prom.
The entire hallway stops to listen. The makeout couple stops making out.
Please join a committee because we are going to kick North Glen's butt and make Millennium the best prom ever.
The hallway erupts in cheers. Josie makes a move to go for her locker. The makeout couple are faster. They're back and they're clinching, blocking Josie again. Walking with his group.
Prom Rufus. Prom is going to be Rufus.
Rufus.
Yeah, I made it up. Start using it.
Angle back on Josie and Aldous.
What is with the school and prom?
South Glen South competes every year for best prom, and usually they win. We denominators don't even go to prom, but everyone else does. It's huge.
Honest, don't you miss your prom? Don't miss your prom. It only happens once.
This one has been so hyped. We're tied for most wins with North Glen North. This year's winner will determine the winner of the century. The theme is everything. So whatever South Glen picks has to be totally unique.
Interior North Glen North High School, the loudspeaker.
And this year's prom theme is the Millennium.
The North Glen kids go crazy. Here is South Glen High School hallway, same. Josie reaches for her back, realizes she in English.
But I warn you, Travis, about words. I left my
Sorry.
bag in English. I'll see you later.
Josie dashes down the hallway into her classroom, same. Sam still sits at his desk. He reads a book. Josie enters.
Oh, deja vu.
Sorry, forgetful.
Josie picks up her book bag. She notices the book Sam's reading.
Dorothy Parker.
You like her?
Oh, I love the way she writes.
Not the happiest of souls. Art is a form of catharsis, and love is a permanent flower.
But I think she wanted to be happy. That's why she wrote. I mean, she was still writing about love, right?
True. I guess she hadn't completely given up on hope. Wait, are you sure you're 17?
Sure. Why?
Because 17-year-olds do not like writers from the 30s. They don't even like people in their 30s.
Well, I'm definitely 17 and now definitely late.
Yet voice.
See, aren't you guys glad you took a break from the denominator stuff? I mean, you shouldn't be spending your Saturday night studying the whole time.
Should be spending it thinking of how we can better serve your babysitting needs.
They pull up at a red light next to an abandoned drive-in. Is this?
Oh, yeah, that's scene description.
They pull up.
Travis, we can't hear you.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, you can hear me?
I can't now.
You hear me now? Okay. And go on, Gibby and Kristen talking about
Nope. They pull up at a red light next to an abandoned drive-in.
Oh.
Yeah, it says Tyke, but it's not.
Oh. They pull up at the red light next to an abandoned drive-in. Josie peers in and sees a big group of kids standing around a bonfire, drinking beers, talking, for a few making out. She opens her window, sticks her head out, and tries to get a better look.
What's that?
That's the old drive-in. They call it the court. Now it's just a continuous party for guys group.
Angelon, Gibby, and Kristen. Yeah, Kristen talking by a car.
Sometimes I wonder what they talk about.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, what if they're just too stupid to hide the fact that they're actually brainiacs with superpowers and they're plotting to take over the world and make my life hell until I die?
Angle on the cool girls.
No, it's lather, rinse, repeat.
Angle back on Aldous and Josie. Suddenly, Guy pokes his head in startling everyone.
Wow, there's an Alpo coming out to sniff some hydrants.
Josie is frozen, but not Aldous.
Oh, Guy, you want a little break from having an original thought? Oops, I forgot. That's all the time.
Tyke gets it and laughs. Guy doesn't get it at all.
You guys aren't seriously trying to hang out at the court.
Ooh, cheap wine coolers and a fire in a trash can. Where do I sign up?
And stay away from prom.
Last I checked, this was still a free country.
There's a land that I see where the children are free.
Guy is right in Aldous' face, leaning over Josie. Aldous starts to drive away. Guy keeps his head in the window while He runs alongside the car.
Look, Geek, why don't you just go home and play with your calculator? Figure out how many lifetimes it will take you to get cool.
Guy stops running and the car continues down the street. Interior car continues. Seems a little shaken tight, continues singing.
Have you ever wanted to go to the court?
You kidding, Josie? It's lame. All they do is stand around and get drunk. It's lame.
It is?
Yeah, it's lame.
Yeah, it sounds lame. Why would we want to go there and stand around?
Exactly.
Interior guy's office day. Close up on newspaper headline. The courts site for parties, drugs, and weekend arrests. As Gus throws the newspaper down on his desk, Josie sits across the desk from him. She reads the headline, looking very surprised.
Josie, I am appalled.
Josie picks up the paper and starts reading it intently.
Jeez, God, so am I. I had no idea that these kids, let's see, turn A14.
She tries to turn to A14, but Gus grabs the paper out of
I am appalled that I have a reporter in there undercover for almost 3 weeks now. And I had to read about this in the Tribune.
Oh, right.
Gus angrily tries to fold the paper back up. He's having a hard time. Josie tries to help, but he yanks it away. Gus reads aloud from the newspaper.
Responding officers found minors, marijuana, and cheap wine coolers when they responded to a call to break up a party that South Glen high schoolers have come to call the court. 17-year-old Kristen Ray says, yeah, everyone who's everyone is at the court on Saturday night.
Kristen got the quote? Yes, she's right. I have learned it is a very popular place for the young people to go.
Have you been there?
No.
Any parties?
Well, how would you define parties? Because we ordered a deli platter at this one denominator drill session.
Gus looks like he may combust. He opens the newspaper, finds what he's looking for, and shoves it in Josie's face. It's a picture of all the popular kids at South Glen. Kirsten, Gibby, Guy, they are all posing for the picture at the court, smiling. And
this is where the stories are. You are going to become friends with these people. You are going to party with them. You are going to hang out with them on the weekends. When they go to prom, you are going to be in the same damn limo.
Gus, the popular kids and we just don't. I don't think I can do this.
he points to the picture in the paper of the popular kids.
All these kids.
They hit my car.
Gus leans in very close.
Know them. Very well. Your job and my job depends on it.
Depend on it. No S. Your subject is plural.
Josie grabs her knapsack and does. Interior Anita's cubicle continues. Josie runs through the bullpen past Anita's cubicle. Roger from op at smiles flirtatiously.
Hi, Roger from Op-Ed. Hi, Anita from Classifieds. We still on for tonight? Of course.
And he leans in and kisses her. She pulls away, confused, a beat. Anita kisses him again. Nothing.
You know what? No, I don't think we are on. I think I have to stay home. Yeah, I'm staying home, and I don't know what I'm gonna do there, but I'm gonna do it. Alone.
Roger walks off.
Freak.
Exterior Josie's parents' house night. Rob opens the door, still dressed in his tiki post outfit. He takes on one look at Josie and knows that things are not good.
Are Mom and Dad here?
No, they're at the Franklin Expo at the Skokie Holiday Inn.
Good.
The house, Rob follows. Interior. Josie storms into the den and plants herself on the sofa. Well,
I can't do it. I thought I could. I can't. I give up. I'm never going to be a reporter.
Rob sits next to her on the couch. She looks up at the TV, which is now off.
Did you catch the score?
Josie gives him a look of death.
No, I mean, no big whoop.
I can't do this.
She pulls the article out from her purse and shoves it at Rob. He sees the picture of all the popular kids at the court.
These girls are high schoolers? Damn, we've got some underage hotties on our hands here.
Gus insists that I become friends with these kids, the popular kids. It's impossible.
Why is that impossible?
Josie's eyes get teary.
Rob, you don't know how it was for me back in high school. No one ever threw juice boxes at you in the hallway. You never dreamed about being popular. You already were. All I wanted was to be accepted, and they just fucking tortured me. I can't do all that again. I can't go back to South Glen South.
Oh my God, you're at South Glen South? They're a killer baseball team.
Rob, please, focus.
He puts his arm around her.
Look, Jose, you've been to college. You're successful. You wash your hair now. You're not Josie Grossi anymore.
Don't you realize how much I wanted to be you in high school? Just for 1 minute to feel what it was like to be popular.
Come on, it's not that hard. All you need is one person. Once the right person thinks you're cool, you're in. Everyone else will be too scared to question.
Is that true?
Little known fact.
Josie takes this in.
Look, don't you want to show them, Gus, Billy Prince, yourself, that you're not freaked out by the cool kids anymore? That you can go in there, be friends with them, and get your story?
Yes, desperately.
Plus, if you quit, you're no better than me.
Better than I.
That's the spirit.
Exterior high school parking lot next morning. Josie approaches the school. She's clearly made a new attempt at a style. She's tearing onto high platform shoes and showing a blending white midriff. No one pays much attention to her. George, 30-something African-American, the epitome of cool, waves Josie over to an open van side door. Josie looks confused and scurries to the van.
George? What are you doing here?
Just get in the van, Josie.
Interior George's van moments later. High-tech surveillance wonderland meets 70s living room. Tape players and monitors share space with shag carpeting and a mini fridge, man. Yeah. Barry White plays on a tape. George starts to wrap a wire around Josie's waist. He pins a kid's plastic captain's wig onto her collar.
What's this?
Hidden camera.
Wings?
We used it for our expose on overweight flight attendants. Is that why they never give you a second bag of nuts?
I'm not doing this until I speak with Gus.
Geller, stop being a pain in the ass.
Josie looks all around.
Gus?
No, it's a great and powerful Oz. Now listen, you're in over your head. This is how it's gonna work. I review the tapes. I find your story.
What if I say no?
Good housekeeping will go gaga over the coleslaw piece.
Off Josie's look of concern, exterior school. Minutes later, a crush of kids flood up the stairs to the front door of the school. We see Kristen, and Gibby walking 3 abreast ahead of Josie up the stairs. The crowd parts around them. Josie heads towards them.
Hey, Kristen, Gibby, what's up, girlfriends?
The 3 girls pause and turn just as Josie, caught up in the moment, doesn't see a backpack on the stairs in front of her. Josie trips and... Oh, Josie cam point of view. The camera face plants into the pavement. Interior George's van. Same. George's watches the monitor. Winces. Josie's cam POV. The camera still faces the pavement.
I'm okay.
Interior Colson's classroom. Later, Josie's standing reading from her paper. Sam is wrapped.
Right. And so it is Rosalind, in disguise, who is best able to see through the disguises of others, to say to Phoebe, Mistress, know thyself, and to look at love from every angle, and to realize, finally, that she was in love with Orlando.
The bell rings, class is over. Josie puts her stuff away and starts to follow the cool girls out.
Hey guys, wait up.
The girls keep moving. Sam stops Josie.
Hey, Josie, hold on. You've been hiding something from me.
I don't think so.
You're writing. It's amazing, Josie. You're really talented. Far less depressing than Dorothy Parker.
Thank you.
So, what are you thinking for college?
College. I haven't really thought about it.
That's crazy. I'll get you some applications.
Oh, no. See, my family, we don't go to college. We just go right into sheep herding.
Josie, you owe it yourself to go to go. I mean, for your writing, you're a natural.
Thanks. Wow, it's really nice to hear.
Josie, you're different. You know, you speak in class. I can tell you actually feel the words. And here, you're alive. You know, like Eudora Welty talked about the word it moon, how for her it was like a conquered grape that Grandpa took off his vine and gave me to suck out of its skin
and swallow whole.
They both take a breath in, look away from each other. Interior, George's Van Sam. George watches the monitor.
Uh-oh.
Interior, Gus. Noon. Anita sits on Gus's desk watching the last scene on Gus getting grossed. Guy walks over and stops it.
Showtime's over. Move it. Back to work.
Anita climbs off his desk.
Gus, have you ever been in love?
Leave.
Don't give it up, Gus. I'm just making conversation.
Oh, love. Who knows what that is? A circulation, deadlines, those I understand.
You should go out every now and then, Gus, with some new ties. The girls will be all over you.
Gus stares down at his tie, but he's smiling a little.
Go away. I have enough work here to last me all night.
Listen, I don't have any plans. You want some help?
No Roger from op-ed?
Nope.
They share a smile into her high school hallway day. Josie walks toward her locker. The Mago couple is at it again. Josie, fed up, she taps the boy on his shoulder.
Excuse me, hi. Do you think you guys could have some kind of schedule I could work around?
He ignores Josie and goes back to his girlfriend. All this in her denominator sweatshirt decorated with pins approaches Josie.
Hey, where's your sweatshirt?
Oh, I must have forgotten.
No biggie. I have an extra in my locker. I'll get it for you.
She's
Oh, I almost forgot. I'll see you tonight at the Big Cup, 7:30, right?
Josie looks confused.
Remember that poet we liked, the reading he's doing at Big Cup? I got us tickets.
Right, 7:30.
I'm late for lab.
All this takes off. Josie looks down the hallway where Kristen and the others are all looking at a flyer pasted to the wall.
That is going to be such a sweet show. I'm so there.
Guy looks at Tommy and Jason. Who the fuck follows his lead?
Oh yeah, man. I'll drive.
It's gonna be roofalicious.
You're using it wrong.
Not gonna add any more to the sentence. I will add to that F. They head off and amass. Josie goes and looks at the flyer. Jimmy Cliff tonight at Delosier Hall. Josie smiles. Exterior Club Delosier Hall night. Marquee reads Jimmy Cliff. A crowd has gathered by the door. Josie gets out of the cab and walks towards the club. Interior Club Delosier Hall night. Josie enters the small, smoky club. She wears what she considers to be hip concert outfit, an outfit that completely clashes with Rosto, wear of the other concert goers. She reaches the bouncer.
You drinking?
Josie notices the two stoners from the school staying behind her line.
I am not 21. I'm only 17, and I still attend high school.
The bouncer stamps her hand. She looks down at her. We see you on her hand reading Delosier. She enters as the two stoners approach the bouncer.
Two of you?
And the stoners look at each other, realizing,
Oh, dude.
and they turn and they run out of the club. Interior Club Deloger Hall, same. Jimmy Cliff is playing. The crowd sits at tables grooving. Josie approaches the bar. A guy turns around. It's Sam.
Josie, out on a school night.
A woman, Laura, emerges from the crowd and puts her arm around Sam. Awkward beat.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, right. Sorry. Laura, Josie, Laura. Josie's a student of mine. Laura's my date.
Nice to meet you.
Another awkward pause.
Come on, let's go dance.
The crowd roars over Cliff's next song as Laura drags Sam off the crowd. Sam looks back briefly at Josie as we lose him into the crowd. Angle on Josie. She sees guys. She sees guys groups at a table and approaching an empty seat. They immediately scoot around so that the seat is taken. Undeterred, Josie sees a seat at the next table and sits down in it. She looks up to see that she is at a table of the huge Rastafarians. They all wear big Rastas hats and even big hair and are smoking a joint the size of Cuba. She smiles.
Hi, is it okay if I sit here?
Oh yeah, man. We accept all peoples. We are all about the love.
Josie and the Rastas start to groove to the music. Josie looks over at Guy's table, sees they are toking of small joint and passing it around. Interior George's van continuous. George and his date, a Pam Greer look-alike, sit close on the couch, grooving to the concert playing on the monitor and throughout the various speakers. Cut up on the monitor, Josie's cam POV. The joint the size of Cuba is passed into frame. Josie's hand takes it, catching sight of this. George and his date exchange concerned looks. Smash cut to Interior Club Deloger Hall later. Josie is high beyond belief, wearing a big Rasta hat and loudly laughing her ass off as the Rastas just stare. She can hardly keep herself in her chair.
Get it? He was a firecracker.
She lifts up Rasta's one dreadlocks to get his ear.
A firecracker.
I don't love her.
Roster shares, looks ill around. Then Josie hears the first strains of The Harder They Come.
Oh my god, this music rules!
Josie proceeds to get up and take over the place. She's dancing on the table, getting up with the band and playing the bongos, all with absolutely no rhythm or style, but with a lot of whooping. Whooping. The club is agog. Yeah, that's what they are. Angle up on Laura and Sam. They both look aghast.
Aghast? She's a student of yours?
She's from Bali.
And as Josie continues to dance on stage, making a total fool of herself, Jimmy Cliff turns to camera. Jimmy, me boy.
Freak.
Interior Josie's apartment later. Josie is on the phone and is in the process of finishing an extra pie.
I'm telling you, Rob, I think I did it. I totally am. It was so cool tonight. You'd be so. You know what's a weird word? Fork. Wait. Did I tell you about my new friends? I made friends with a whole table of Rastafarians. No one, but a whole table. Oh my god. Someone ate my entire pie.
Ready. Dissolved to Interior Josie's apartment next morning. Josie is asleep where we left her, her head on her hand, empty pie plate nearby. She wakes, peeks her head up, looks down at her hand. The Deloger stamp is faint, close up on her forehead. There in block letters backwards is loser. She looks up at the clock where she reads 8:30. She's late, very late. She grabs her book and her keys and races out. Interior high school hallway morning. Josie strides confidently down the hallway. Loser prominently on her head. She sees Guy and his group.
Hi, Guy. Guys.
They stare, then snicker.
Hi, loser.
The group laughs and joins in saying, "Hey, loser." Josie's face registers confusion. Josie can't POV. We move slowly down the packed hallway, the camera shifting nervously amidst a sea of laughing kids. The laughter starts to echo. Josie starts to walk quickly, then run throughout the gauntlet of laughing and pointing kids. Interior George's van continuous. We hear the laughing. The Josie cam jerks frantically from kid to kid.
This cannot be good.
Interior high school hallway continuous. Josie cam POV. We hear Josie breathing heavily as she runs past kids who all stare or laugh. She makes it to the girls' room, pushes open to door. Interior girls' bathroom continuous. Josie goes up to the sink, splashes water on her face. Interior George's van continuous. George watches the monitor, hand splash water. A hand grabs a paper towel. George can now see Josie reflected in the bathroom mirror. He sees the loser stamped on his forehead.
Oh man, look up, girl. Come on, look up.
Interior girl's bathroom continues. Josie wipes her mouth, throws the towel away, goes to exit. Interior George's van continuous. George is now apoplectic.
Look in the mirror.
Interior bathroom continuous. Josie pauses, goes to the mirror. She looks up, sees the stamp. Her hand goes to her mouth in horror. She runs into a stall. Josie cam POV. We face the toilet. Interior George's van continuous. George looks at the monitor in amazement. Interior Gus's office day. A group is watching Gus's TV, including Burns, the hair plug man, and Howard, arm casts. They are slack-jawed in shock. We hear OS the sounds of Josie vomiting. Gus shakes his head sadly.
My God, it's like the All Humiliation Network.
They all nod in agreement. Interior girl's bathroom. Minutes later, Josie is in the fetal position on the floor of a stall. Interior den night flashback. The den of Josie's parents' home. Josie is decked out. She's wearing a pretty hideous metallic pink dress, matching gloves, bag, shoes. She's shining her braces, using the TV screen as a mirror. The phone rings. Josie grabs it. The phone rings. Josie grabs it.
Hello? Billy? Sure, I can just wait for you out front on the front porch. See you in
She hangs up. 16-year-old Rob, very cute and buff, enters. His pretty girlfriend is on his arm. Can you say that again?
I'm mouthing it.
Oh yeah, Rob just shrugs. Exterior Josie's front porch night flashback. Josie, in all her prom splendor, waits out the front porch of her door. She sees long black limo turned to the corner, headed for the house. She's hopping up and down with excitement. She checks her reflection in her compact and then watches the limo approach. The limo opens and Billy Prince, the Adonis of the suburbs, ends up sticking out of the sunroof. He waves. Josie smiles and waves back. Then another figure. Josie joins Billy. It's gorgeous blonde in a silky dress. She's standing up of the sunroof as well. She still tries to smile. Then she sees them holding things, little white things. Before Josie realizes what's going on, her metallic ensemble is covered in dripping eggs. One whacks her right trifocals.
Hey, write a poem about this.
Billy and his date lob a few more eggs and their limo roars off. Josie stands on the porch alone. She's got egg in her dress, on her face, all over her dress, everywhere. She starts to cry softly at first, moving into a big, loud, wet sob. She sits down on the porch, her head in her hands, and Kate high school hall present day. Homeroom is just and all trying to around lots of kids in her frantic race for the door. Kids still point and stare. Still, she bangs into some freshman, gets whacked by a book bag, slides some banners that kids are painting, but she won't slow down. Just as she's almost at the door to the school, the big wooden door to the front office opens. Josie can't stop. A figure emerges, but before Josie can even see who it is, she slams into it and goes down. She bangs her head onto the floor. Interior high school hallway present day. Homeroom has just gone out and the halls are packed with kids. Josie is running full speed trying to negotiate around lots of kids in her frantic race for the door. Kids still point and stare. She bags bangs into some freshman, gets whacked by a book bag, slides. I just read that. Just as she's almost to the door to the school, the big wooden door to the front opens, and Josie can't stop. And a figure emerges, but before Josie can even see who it is, she flams into it, goes down, bangs her head on the floor again. Dissolved to Josie Cam POV, we see two kids looking down into the camera.
Hey, you okay?
Camera nods, yes, slowly Tommy and Jason come into frame.
Wow, you took a really big fall.
Yeah, like every loser should.
As every loser should.
Are you okay? Josie, you okay?
Rob comes into frame. Interior high school hallway continues. Rob is bent over Josie. She rubs her eyes.
I've been in a horrible accident. This is a coma-induced nightmare.
No, Josie, this is real.
She looks up.
My God, that's worse. What are you doing here?
Rob leans in and whispers to Josie.
I just registered.
Rob writes out his fake ID and shows it to her.
Manufactured at the Tiki Post.
Rob helps Josie up.
Are you crazy? You can't do this.
This is it, Jokes. This is my 9th inning. The game isn't over. I just thought it was. I get on the South Glen baseball team. The right scout sees me. I'm into the minors. It's game time.
You're 23 years old.
Yeah, with the reading comprehension of a 15-year-old. Plus, I'm popular. You want to be popular? I can recognize a cry for help when I see one.
Hear one. Rob, this is so like you. You know, you can't just come in here and be popular in just one day.
Smash cut to interior cafeteria later. Josie emerges from the cafeteria line with her tray. A loud chant comes from one of the tables.
Rob.
She turns to see Rob in the middle of a hot dog eating contest with a huge wrestler. Rob downs his last one with his hand in victory. The crowd goes wild. Rob sits down at Guy's table.
Oh my God.
Angle on Guy's table.
Dude, you rock.
He high fives Rob. A pretty girl, Tracy, approaches Rob.
Hi, I'm Trace. I'm 16 and I'm a gymnast. And I don't have a boyfriend.
I'm Rob.
Duh.
Angle back on Josie. Aldous approaches.
Hey, where were you last night? I was worried.
Guys, Aldous notices.
What?
Last night, 7:30, Big Cup. I kept calling you, but I only got your machine. I don't even know your parents' line. I was really worried.
Oh, I forgot.
Aldous is really hurt.
Well, maybe you should forget about sitting with us too.
Josie just stands there all alone. Exterior track later. Girls' PE is over. The girls head back to the locker room. Josie lags behind the group and then wanders over to the baseball diamond, where she hears a bunch of hoots and hollers. Exterior baseball diamond saying, the team is practicing. Rob has just hit a home run with three men on. Everyone cheers him on as he runs the base. As he comes into home, he is met with congrats, high fives. Everyone loves him. Josie watches the whole scene, seething with jealousy. Interior girls' locker room later. Josie post-war is wrapped in a towel and carrying her sweaty gym clothes. A group of girls by her giggling as they exit. She approaches the locker and finds it ajar and completely empty. She looks from the empty locker room to the sweaty clothes in her hand. A realization sweeps over her face. Interior high school hallway later. Josie shuffles down the hallway, still wearing her cheesy green and yellow gym clothes. She is clearly beaten. She looks down the hall stunned. It is ridiculous. Rob is being followed by a posse. Everyone knows his name. Girls tug on his shirt. Guys slap him on the back or high five him.
Hey, Rob.
Robster, what's up?
The Rob Man. The Rob Man, my Rob Man.
Hey, Robbie.
Hey, Robbie.
Hi there, Rob. Josie sees Guy approach Rob and she...
Hey, Robbo, how's it going?
Nice. Yeah. They are
Guy smiles. Josie looks like she's going to hurl. She looks down the hall to the other way where a huge banner hangs that reads, student body president.
Hey, Rob. See you at the carnival. Later.
Delicious.
There you go. Josie looks on the wall next to her and sees a list. Final cast list for Hamlet. Hamlet, Rob.
Please.
Josie has seen enough and walks on an exterior carnival grounds night, establishing shot of a smallish carnival Ferris wheel and midway teacups near the entrance reads the banner of South Glen High Senior Night. Exterior carnival midway same. All this in the denominators stand in front of a booth that display a large glass jar of jelly beans, calculators, and paper out there engrossed in find the answer. Josie walks by alone. The denominators don't notice her. Exterior the Ferris wheel same. We pan down the line of kids waiting to ride the Ferris wheel. In front are Tom, Jason, Gibby, and Kirsten.
This has been so much fun. We've been first in line for every ride. That's because we cut every line.
We pan down to the end of the line when we find Josie staying alone. She's trying her best to keep her face on the carny opens the gate. The kids pile onto the ride 2x2, 3x3, 4x4. Josie reaches an empty car. The line.
Where's your partner?
I don't have one.
I got a lonely ride on bucket 7.
Do you have to yell like that?
Sam, standing by a vendor, looks over and notices Josie's.
Of course, it's loser that's holding up the ride.
Sam walks up to his bucket.
Hey, is this seat taken?
Thank you.
He gets in the ride into motion.
Whoa!
They start a slow ascent. Sam seems ill at ease.
Are you scared?
Let me tell you something here. I hope it doesn't undermine my position as an authority figure. But I'm afraid of heights.
You're afraid of the Ferris wheel.
Actually, it's plunging headfirst into a crowd, the part that gets me.
Oh, right. The Spider-Man incident.
You remembered the story.
Of course, I remember everything from your class.
By heavy swing caused by Tom rocking his head. Sam looks a little green.
Wow.
Don't look down.
He's in the ground at this point.
Out of my control. Tommy, cut it out. Enough.
Tommy stops. She turns to Josie.
Said that as a chaperone.
Sam relaxes.
Okay, this is okay. Smooth. Can I ask you something? Do you think I tell too many stories in class?
That's what makes you interesting. As a teacher.
I would love to think I'm an interesting teacher. I mean, I had maybe 1 or 2 teachers in high school who had any passion at all.
You do seem to have passion in the classroom.
Yeah, you have to say that. You're my student.
I don't have to say that.
They look at into each other's eyes just as Tommy rattles his bucket ruthlessly.
If the buckets are rocking, don't come in and knocking.
Josie and Sam laugh uncomfortably.
Mr. Coulson rocks my world.
Boys.
I know.
I'd like to tell you that we all grow out of it, but that's a lie. Some of us will always be here. Some of us will always be rattling the cages.
Why do you do that?
I don't know. You know what's scary? When you get older, it just gets more confusing. I spent the last 10 years with women who are basically all wrong for me. You know what? I shouldn't be talking about this stuff with you.
That's okay. It's nice to have someone to talk to.
The bucket is rocked again by Tommy. Sam grips the safety bar.
Same here.
They stop rocking, but they're still stuck at the top.
All I can tell you is that when you're my age, the guys will be lined up around the block for you.
They share a smile.
You have to say that. You're my teacher.
Nah, I shouldn't say that because I'm your teacher.
They look at each other, their smiles fade into realization. Suddenly the car jerks and they start to move down. Josie and Sam are pulled out of their reverie and they smile awkwardly at each other, a small laugh. Wide shot of the Ferris wheel as Josie and Sam.
Thanks, Josie. It wasn't as bad as I thought.
When are you going to open your eyes?
I'm thinking when I'm home.
Exterior baseball dugout day. Rob sits at a bunch of baseball players. Mats and Packard, the studs of the team, to the dugout and join the team.
Hey, Rob, thanks for showing me the new crib. It totally changed my swing.
Yeah, no problem, man.
They do one of those elaborate fraternity-like handshakes out of the corner. Walking alone across the field, he gets an idea.
Hey, you guys know that girl, Josie Geller?
You mean loser?
No, dude, Josie. We used to go out and she dumped me. But we're still good friends, and she is amazing, if you know what I mean.
The guys are all stunned into biology classroom day. Gibby stands staring at a skeleton with Rob and the cool girls.
All right, that's it. Just water and X-Lax till prom.
Hey, Josie's dad invented that stuff. Josie's like the heiress to the X-Lax fortune.
Shut up.
Yeah, she's loaded. She spends all of her vacations on the family yacht in the south of France.
They react. Exterior track day. Rob stands behind the blue. Tommy, Jason.
No way.
She used to date the drummer for the Big Bad Voodoo Daddies?
No way. I always wanted to be a drummer.
Yeah, well, she left him for the drummer from Witch Hazel. You know the song All For You?
That was about Josie? Rufus.
Travis.
Oh, my internet was
Blech. Blech.
Josie sees Rob waving her hand towards the table where Kirsten, Gibby, and the gang. I'm ready. Interior cafeteria day. Turn to the tray after paying all the Caesar.
Hey, Josie, I'm really sorry I snapped at you. Do you want to?
Josie sees Rob waving her over to the table where Kristen and Gibby and the gang sit.
Oh, Aldous, you know I have to.
He walks over to the guy's table, leaving Aldous staring after. Josie sits down at the table. Everywhere.
Hey, Josie. It's Josie, right?
Can I say I totally love X-Lax?
Okay, that's good to know.
I can't believe you dated Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
Hey, look, I told you, Josie doesn't like to talk about that.
Yeah, Tommy, that's totally gauche.
I think it's pronounced gauche.
Yeah, it's French. There's no accent. Yeah. So the E is soft.
A silent beat. She may have.
Duh. Of course you know that. From being on your yacht in the south of France and everything.
They all smile at her. Josie soaks in her newfound popularity. Classroom day. On the walls are safe sex posters on the front desk with on sexually transmitted disease, shares space with plastic biology cross-section models of reproductive organs. Sam stands in front of his English class. Anita waving wildly from the side of the glass door. Josie's eyes wide. She starts to make get out of here movement. Sam notices Josie and follows her gaze to Anita. He opens the door, speaks Soto to Anita.
Hi, you're here for the sex talk?
Well, I like a man who gets right to the point,
You Pam.
if you say so.
Sam turns to the class.
Welcome, juniors and seniors. This is Pam Kitterman. She's our district's health counselor. She's here to lead our sex discussion.
He ushers a surprised Anita to the front of the.
I am. Oh, I am. Hi. Okay. Sex. Yes. Well, sex. What's to say, really? You know. You like a guy, you do with him. Sometimes he calls, sometimes he doesn't.
Anita leans into Josie, talks Soto.
Hi.
What are you doing here?
I had a lunch break, so I thought he'd come by and see you. Your teacher is a fox. Why don't we discuss that after class? But the burning sensation is totally normal. Oh, look, class is over already.
I thought this was a 45-minute seminar.
Oh, right.
Anita walks to the front of the classroom.
Okay, sex. Let's see. Sex is really fun when you're old enough, which none of you are. Trust me, I should know, because when you lose it to some guy named Junior in the back of a van with really bad breath, like Guns N' Roses concert, you're going to wish you could listen to your mother when she said, you know, no one's going to buy the whole ice cream truck when you're handing out the popsicles for free. Any questions?
Later, the kids all have bananas and condoms. They are in various stages of putting the condom over the banana. Anita walks among them, clearly more comfortable with her role now.
Okay, I know it's hard. Difficult. But safe sex is really important. I try to practice it every day.
Josie reacts angle on Kristen and Kristen. Their condoms are slungingly on the banana as they stare at Josie. Wait, rewind. Do you really think she hooked up with our Rob? They're so different.
Sometimes opposites attract.
Yeah, look at Bert and Ernie.
We angle on Anita. She's walking authoritatively up to the aisle towards the front.
So just imagine that the bananas are the real thing. In a land called every man's fantasy.
She looks up, sees the real Miss Kitterman. We can tell from the model of the uterus she carries standing outside the door and waving it without missing a beat. Anita pulls down a shade of the door and locks an angle on Josie, and Tracy sits struggling with the condom.
God, I can't wait. I can't do this.
Maybe because we're not supposed to be having sex with bananas?
You know what, though? I feel like I'm really ready to do it. To have sex, you know, for the first time.
Wow, that's big. I mean, sex is a really big deal. You shouldn't do it until you know you've found the right person. You know, Adelie penguins pick one mate. They spend their whole lives looking for that one other penguin. When they find it, they know. And that's the penguin they stay with for the rest of their lives.
But I'm not a penguin.
It's
an analogy.
Oh,
A
sorry.
surprised Josie looks up to the same next to Sam next to her. She lets her condom go and it flies off the banana. Wow, that's intense. Into Josie's face. Josie turns to Tracy.
Excuse me, I have to go die now.
The class is interrupted by Sydney over the loudspeaker.
Hey guys, Sydney again. Don't forget, no going into the library because of that little asbestos problem. And about prom,
Everyone freezes dead silence.
really bad news. We just got the word from intelligence. North Glen High is doing the Millennium 2.
Complete chaos, screaming terror, girlfriend Sarah her banana so hard it oozes out of its skin. Oh, there's so many references to that moment. Other kids are beating their bananas against the desktops. Rutherford Wire accidentally peels his banana and begins eating it.
All right, guys, just let's calm down. Calm down. Sit.
They all do, including Anita.
Now look, let's focus. Prom theme. We need an idea.
Oh, how about Under the Sea?
She's met with a round of boo. Anita
Well,
reacts.
Excuse me.
What about the Roaring Twenties, or the '80s?
The class lets out a giant groan. Oh, that's bullshit. I do Roaring 20s in the heart.
What do you think we are, amateurs?
Josie.
That's not a theme.
No, Josie will have the answer.
A lot of expectant faces all turn to Josie. She looks at Tracy.
How about meant for each other? Famous couples throughout history?
Another beat as the class considers.
Yeah, that's it.
The class suddenly concurs.
Yeah, that's it. Rufus.
Josie soaks in all the approval like a sponge.
Thanks. Thank you.
Josie looks from Sam to Anita's smiling faces to find guys smiling at her. Close up on a banner reading Millennium. It comes down, replaced by one that reads Meant for Each Other, widened to reveal interior high school hallway day. Josie and the cool girls walk under the laughing. We pan up to their labels and see that they are all wearing replicants of Josie's geeky airplane pin. They pass all this. Josie is oblivious. Interior mall day. Josie and the girls walk four abreast like a pack of proud lions. Kids part to let them through. Interior sometimes bullpen day. Workers look at their watches, run into Gus's office. Interior gym prom prep area later. Sam and Josie have fun painting a backdrop of the set. Interior Gus's office same. Workers stand around Gus's TV by Josie and interior department store cosmetic counter same. Josie and the girls try on lipstick, laughing and fooling around. Interior music room day. Josie and Sam pick out CDs and DJ K out one and puts it on the yes pile. Sam wrinkles his nose, puts it back. When he looks away, Josie sneaks it back. Interior teen clothing. Josie hiding behind a rack of clothes, talking on her cell phone.
I'm telling you, Gus, it's a great story. They keep the tags on, then return the clothes after they've worn them. Gus? Gus?
Kirsten discovers Josie behind the rack. Josie quickly pulls a cardigan off a rack. Interest in the girls all do the same. Interior hall concourse same. Josie and the girls wearing matching cardigans walk past Aldous and another denominator on their way to the escalator, and Josie and Aldous lock eyes, and Josie smiles, but Aldous turns her back to her.
Look, there goes another lemming.
We angle on the escalator as Josie and the girls raise single file out of the frame. Exterior baseball stands day. Josie sits with her friends, emulating them by sunning in a bikini top and shorts while they watch the game.
Josie, you have totally transitioned.
Transitions?
You crossed over.
Into our group.
It's really hard to do. Some kids try for all of high school and they never make it.
Wannabes. Kirsten only transitioned last year.
Her dad sold the car to Leonardo DiCaprio's uncle, and before he picked it, her dad let us all sit in it and take pictures.
Wait, do you know any gay guys?
Why?
We'd love to transition a gay guy into the group.
We're very evolved. On the field, the ball sails fast hard. Looks like it's going to be a base hit into the left field, but the shortstop leaps up and grabs it. The shortstop is Rob. The team cheers. Coach Romano heads on to the dugout towards Rob. In the Suns, Josie and the gang leap up and cheer. Josie almost loses her top, but catches it just as the guy comes around the side of the stands and notices Josie. Exterior baseball diamond continuous. Coach Romano approaches Rob, slaps him on the back.
Great playing, Rob. You might be just what South Glen South needs to go to the Nationals.
You mean I'm gonna play in the championship game?
Playing? You're starting shortstop. And I don't mean to put more pressure on you, but they are going to be some pro scouts there.
Oh man.
Rob grabs Coach Romano in a bear hug. The coach is uncomfortable. Rob moves towards the dugout, and the coach happily as exterior baseball stands. Same. Josie and the girls are leaving. Guy catches up to them and taps Josie on the shoulder.
So, you going to the party at Rob's?
Josie's taking it back. The girls notice Guy's interest.
Rob's?
Yeah, you gonna be there?
Stumbles on a step. Guy immediately reaches out to steady her. She melts. She can't even speak, so she just nods.
Good. I'll see you tonight.
Guy walks off.
He is totally crunching on you.
Do I want to be crunched?
By a guy? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Interior Suns Times elevator day. Camera pans of some dull-looking workers. It stops on Josie, who stands out there in their teen garden, huge knapsack. A starstruck female worker turns to her. Josie reacts into the bullpen, continues. Josie spills out the elevator and races through the bullpen with Rhonda in pursuit.
Splendiferous?
Josie stops back there.
Totally.
Josie keeps going. A confused Rhonda stares after her. She passes Merkin's desk. He is still on the phone.
No way. Yeah? No way.
Josie reaches over, grabs the phone out of his hand, and hangs up without missing a beat. She continues and stares after her. Josie the conference room door. An older woman runs out crying. Interior conference room continuous. Rigford presides over a staff meeting. Close up on a faces.
Alrighty then. Next on the agenda, sack races at the company picnic. Yes or no?
Josie sneaks in. She pushes past workers to dig back in them as she goes.
Hi. Sorry I'm late. Sorry. Excuse me.
Josie takes the chair next to Anita. Anita looks to her and up and down.
I love that jacket.
Thank you.
Miss Geller, what's the status of your story?
Oh, it's great. It's totally Rufus.
Gus and Anita look at each other, both mounting Rufus.
I have
Josie dumps out her backpack on the table. Items spill out notebook, CDs, Barrett's, a frisbee, glitter nail polish. She rifles through it all.
Notes here somewhere. Oh, there's my math homework.
Geller, I don't need your notes. I need your story. Though I speak for everyone when I say I've seen the tapes. Compelling stuff.
All the workers nod in agreement.
But I want a story in 2 weeks. I'm saving my life and style cover for you. You're going to make a one hell of a reporter. Oh, and if you don't, you and Gus are fired.
Josie and Gus react.
Now, on to the next order of business, marketing in departments. Yes or no?
Exterior Josie apartment's house night. Beer cans and kids litter in the lawn. Josie pulls into the driveway. Interior Josie's apartment's house. Same. Josie makes her way through the throngs of kids. It's a high school ranger. Lots of big blue keg girls. Exterior, the cool girls are present and socializing. Josie finally makes her way to the kitchen. Interior kitchen. Same. Rob is mixing mug. Rita is wearing a big sombrero. Tracy sits in the corner gazing lovingly at Rob's every move.
Hey, Rob, what's going on?
I'm Rob's prom date.
Josie glares at Rob.
Really? Rob, that girl is 16.
And the gymnast.
She's 16 years old, Rob. That's totally and completely illegal.
Josie feels an arm around her shoulder. It's Guy.
Hey there.
Hey there.
Guy takes Josie's hand.
Come here. I want to ask you something.
Rob watches them leaving the kitchen.
See you around the cell block, Mrs. Robinson.
Josie, hello, Mrs. Robinson. But Josie turns around and gives him a death look. Tracy turns to Rob.
Rob, what do you want to be when you grow up?
A ball player.
No, I know, but what if you don't make it? I mean, you don't want to be working at the mail place for the rest of your life. It's okay if you don't have it. It's okay for an after-school job. I mean, come on. Hi, I'm Rob. I run the Tiki Post. Totally lame.
Tracy starts to giggle. Rob and here upstairs hallway continuous. Guy and Josie standing in front of Josie's old room. A bicycle license plate says Josie is nailed to the door. She stands in front of it.
Maybe we should go to a different room.
I already checked. There are some pretty serious couples in there.
Guy reaches for the doorknob. Interior Josie's old bedroom continuous. They go in. Josie sees her spelling bee trophies with her name. She turns them around, trying to appear nonchalant. As Guy enters her, he eyes the trophies, the stuffed animals. The man sets of encyclopedias.
Wow, Rob's sister must be such a loser.
Josie manages a weak smile. Guy sits on the bed.
Come here, sit down.
She sits on the bed and sees a picture of her and her family on the bedside table. She dives across the table to overturn it.
I'm sure you probably heard that I want to ask you, but I'd like to know if you'd go to prom with me. I know we didn't hit it off right at the beginning, but
Yes, I'll go. Yes.
Guy leans in as to kiss her and whispers,
Rufus. But I don't even know where you live.
You know what? Why don't you just pick me up here? We can all share a limo.
Cool. I'll catch you later.
Guy leaves. Josie is ecstatic and flops back on her bed. Her interior high school hallway day. Josie and Rob walk confidently through the hallway. Kids greet and high five them both.
Hey, Joe's. Hey, Robster.
Looking good, guys.
Hey, Joe's Robster, Rufus Kager.
Rob and Josie turn to the corner.
Rob, this is unbelievable. I mean,
Josie shoves through the double doors leading into the gym. Interior continuous. The place is a flurry of activity. A staging area for prom. Various committees are set up on tables. Josie and Rob enter.
I spent my whole life wanting to fit in, and now
Gabby and Kirsten run up to Josie.
Hey, Josie, who did Archie date, Betty or Veronica?
Betty.
Told you.
They move off. Rob spots Tracy moves after.
I've always liked Betty better.
You did?
They begin to walk through the prom area, and it begins to appear like a romantic date. They pass flowers. They pass a bistro table. A backdrop of sunset follows them for a while, etc.
Well, yeah, Betty was so spunky and fun. Veronica may have great legs, but she was too moody, very high maintenance.
Josie laughs. Angle on paper. Kristen and Tommy are spelling prom tickets. Aldous is standing in front of them.
You can't not sell me a ticket to prom.
Listen, Alpo, we can do whatever we want to.
Oh, I get it. It's that pesky making change part that's confusing you guys. Here, I'll make it easy. Money, ticket.
And turn to each other and start whispering conspiratorially. Angle back on Josie and Sam. Sierra runs up to Josie.
Josie, we're Tweedledee and Tweedledum a couple.
Josie and Sam share luck?
Well, in a strict sense, probably not, but for prom, sure.
Thanks.
Sarah turns off.
You're really doing a great job here, Josie. I like your can-do attitude.
Thanks. They weren't related to Humpty Dumpty, were they? I mean, Tweedledee and Tweedledum?
Maybe distant cousins? I mean, they did have the egg shape in common.
But Humpty Dumpty was alone.
That's sad, isn't it? I mean, he sat on the wall all by himself. I mean, he deserved to have somebody.
I mean, that's really what we all need, right? Someone to sit up on the wall with us.
Yeah, to watch the world go by.
To put us back together again when we fall.
They share a meaningful glance and smile.
Our penguin, right?
Do you think you'll find her?
Yeah, I actually do.
They're lost in each other. They lean closer as if they met. Sam breaks the moment.
Oh my God, I almost forgot. I got you a meeting with those admission guy from Dartmouth.
What? I wasn't even going to college.
No, I know, but I pulled some strings and I got him to look at your writing and he agreed to meet you.
Oh, yikes.
I told him, you know, if If I'm wrong about this girl, you can take away my teaching certificate.
Wow, you believe in me that much?
Of course I do. Josie, you owe it to yourself, to your writing, to go to college. You're a great writer. You just have to find your story.
As they share a meaningful look, we freeze frame. Into your guy's office later, Gus and Josie sit in the front of his TV. The image of Sam and Josie is frozen on the screen.
That's your story.
You're crazy. I can't. No.
It's got it all. Sex, intrigue, the immorality in the education system.
He's my teacher.
That's the best part. Student relations. How close is too close? We're gonna blow the lid off of it.
There's no lid. There's nothing going on between Sam and me. Closen, Mr. Sam Closen and me.
Every person in this office comes in here and watches you guys. They're the goddamn Young and the Restless. Rigford's salivating over it.
You already pitched this to Rigford?
Gus leaned in, now all business.
Joke. You heard Rigford. It's both of our asses on the line. This is your story.
Interior Josie's apartment, bedroom night. Josie is getting ready for prom. She wears her bathrobe and is doing her makeup. She looks over at her dresser where she eyes the camera / flight wings pinned tentatively. Interior den night. Robin boxers, dress shirt, and socks is filling with flasks with vodka. Josie comes in the door wearing a lovely Elizabethan gown. She looks absolutely beautiful.
Wow, Josie, you look really...
Rufus?
Yeah, exactly. Major Rufus.
Thanks, and what are you
Duh. Tom Cruise, Risky Business.
He puts on his black Wayfarer sunglasses and does the famous slide into the living room. Josie laughs.
Hey, Rob, thanks for everything. This is really happening. I never thought
I know.
Bob smiles and exits. Josie nervously checks her on the TV. Just like 8 years ago, she takes the exterior porch, same. The porch and sees the lemon in the corner, just like before the roof.
Come on, beautiful. What are you waiting for?
Josie smiles and runs down the driveway to the limo. Exterior club night. The tree. There's a sign that says each other blinks above the building. Couples make their way inside. We see Mork and Cleve here just as Rabbit. Annoyed, she goes back to her dragging date. Brett dressed as a tortoise.
Hello, if you don't hurry up, we're gonna miss the whole thing.
Kidney cursing and exit limos with their date. They all wear the same straight blonde wig and look at each other in horror.
You totally ripped off my Malibu Barbie idea.
I'm Disco Barbie. Kirsten wearing a short, tight Britney Spears.
And I'm Evening Gown Barbie.
Right, that's not an evening gown.
It is on Barbie.
Josie and Guy approach dressed in the Elizabethan costume. They look great. Josie, you look Rufus.
Who are you guys?
No, don't tell me. You're medieval Barbie?
Rosalind and Orlando. From As You Like It? Shakespeare?
It's like talking to a sack of hammers. Guy interjects.
Look, I get to have a sword.
And they all, ooh,
So awesome.
looks amazing. Sculpture, champagne fountains. We pan down the buffet as a jar of peanut butter. Wow. This day they are getting food. Peanut butter turns away from the buffet and bumps into a girl dressed as a chocolate.
Oh, sorry.
There's a mad. They smile at each other.
That's okay.
Kelly looks on chagrined. Chagrined. So the butter and jelly are throwing me. I don't know how those guys are allowed in. We were gentlemen in Texas who carry clipboards and wear big ones that read National Prom Judge. Great. They contemplate sculptures.
It's deft and unique without being derivative.
Hey, pigs and blankets.
And he here country club later that night. Joe sits with the cool group at the table, is making odd faces.
Kristen, what are you doing?
I'm practicing my surprise face when we get named prom court. And a very Mary and try to sit down.
Sorry, there's no room at this table. It's just too bad for them.
Joseph, Mary, off. I turn to Josie.
You having fun?
Oh yeah, the best.
Josie takes the spectacle around her. Interior Joe's windows are lit. George's date sits on the couch. The monitor is on, showing the Josie and the small disc. George settles in next to his date. Interior Gus's office is continuous. The entire office is to Gus's office. Anita sits up front, spellbound, watching the Josie cam. Gus stands back. He's a little interested too.
This is the most beautiful prom I've ever been to.
Cynthia runs in with a bowl of popcorn.
Did I miss the crowding?
No, but I'm closing the pool in 5 minutes.
Merkin holds out a bowl of cash.
Josie's odds are 3-1, 2-1 for prom court, and even odds the kid sticks himself with the sword by the end of the night.
Interior Country Club continues. We see Popeye and Olive Oil, Sonny and Cher, the Blues Brothers. We hold on Robin dancing with Batgirl. Man approaches and taps Robin's shoulder.
May I have this dance?
And Batgirl steps up and Batman dance out. And Bob trying to slow dance. He dressed like Rebecca Mornay. She is so drunk she's having trouble balancing.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, definitely.
He tries to stand up on her own.
Good. Gibby gave me champagne.
Maybe we should sit.
He helps her to a chair next to the floor. They both sit next to them. And ravenous Miss Piggy eats with her datement looking on. She picks up an hors d'oeuvre and shares it.
An hors d'oeuvre, Travis.
Hors d'oeuvre. Oh,
Jesus.
sorry.
Oh my God, is this a pig in a blanket?
They look at Rob and get serious.
I thought about it a lot. And I'm thinking, I know, you're the one. My take.
Rob's at her. She's young. She's beautiful. She's tipsy. She's trying to put her legs behind her head.
Wow.
Rob, I mean it. I want you to be my first. Me and you. Once the floor stops spinning, let's have sex.
He looks around. It's high school prom. A skinny kid is getting beat up in a corner. Other kids are sneaking smokes. He can't do this.
I'm going to get you some water. And then I think we should get back on that dance floor and boogie.
Rob gets up, kisses Tracy. He notices, gives him a big hair up towards, tosses her hair and leaves. Angle back on the cool table. Gabby is staring off stage in horror. OS on horror, yeah.
You guys, what is the one thing that could ruin my senior prom?
That you would trip on your Barbie heels and I'd get named prom queen. Did I say that out loud? We follow Kristen's stare at the prom entrance where all these denominators enter in pairs, one behind the other attached to each other with rope to form a human ladder. They cross the dance floor, interrupting everything with their unwieldy, tied together conga line. They approach the pool table.
So what are you supposed to be, other than freaks?
We're DNA, a double helix. But I guess you'd know that if you actually passed bio.
Kristen reaches out and touches the rope binding denominator 1 to Aldi's denominator 1 slaps her hand away.
Beeson tetrahydrogen, it's rented.
Back to your country club on the stage later. Sam takes the stage with a card.
Well, the moment has arrived.
He looks at the card.
Our 1999 prom court, the princesses are Miss Kristen Ray, Miss Kirsten Leosis, and Miss Gibby Zarveski. And the princes are Mr. Thomas Samley, Mr. Jason Way, and Mr. Rob.
She looks at the card and then looks around. Nobody can help him.
Mr. Rob, Mr. Rob.
Oh my god!
Oh, Rob.
Yep.
Travis, goddammit.
I'm here. Can anyone hear me? Okay. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Okay. Jason carries Tommy to the stage. Piggyback. The girls make their way to the stage and put on their prom court sashes. Sam looks to the car.
Next up, South Glenn's prom king,
Guy is already halfway to the stage.
Guy Perkins.
The crowd goes wild. Guy reaches the stage, takes his crown, and is skeptic.
And this year's prom queen.
And that guy Gus continues. The crowd is rampant, waiting for the announcement. And here Sam.
Ladies and gentlemen, Josie Geller.
The crowd cheers like crazy. Josie smiles. Interior Gus's office continues. The crowd goes crazy, hugging each other and jumping and down.
Yes, you go, girl. Yes, yes, yes.
Anita gives Gus a huge hug. Gus is completely taken back. Merkin dutifully hands out money. Interior Country Club continues. Josie is hugged and congratulated as she makes her way elated to the stage. Tara and hands her a bouquet of flowers. They lock eyes for a moment.
Now, as it is custom, the king and queen will have their first dance.
On the dance floor, we begin to dance from POV. It's in slow motion. The world and wonderful around her.
Hey, what are you thinking about?
I just Shakespeare, how he described a night like this. Look how the floor of heaven is thick, inlaid with patines of bright gold. What about you? What are you thinking about?
My sword.
It's like a switch has been flicked on in Josie's brain.
Oh.
Josie, you rock my world. You're like the most amazing girl I've ever dated. You're so smart and fun and crazy. You rock my world.
You said that already.
Minutes later, Josie stands by the buffet. They're both taken aback by the other's beauty. Yes, I'm here. Okay, I'm Interior Country Club buffet. Minutes later, Josie stands by the buffet and her tiara turns and comes face to face with Sam. They're both taken back by the others.
You're a really beautiful prom queen.
Thanks. So do you.
They both laugh, embarrassed at Josie's flub.
I always feel like such a goofball in these penguin suits. Like I'm at my own wedding or something.
An awkward beat.
You wanna?
He gestures towards the dance floor. Josie smiles.
Yeah. Okay.
And they walk off onto the dance floor. An angle on the side of the dance floor. A guy approaches Aldous.
Hey, listen, it's prom. How about we let all the old shit go? Would you like to dance?
Ollie's can't help it. She smiles a little flattered.
If it's okay with the rest of the double hands.
Aldous smiles and unhooks herself from the ground and starts to dance with Guy. Josie and Sam. They continue to dance.
Proms always make me sad. They're so final. Graduation. Everyone's scattering, moving on.
Well, are you here with anybody?
No, I'm alone.
Well, it's weird because prom is actually from the word promenade, and you can't really promenade alone, can you?
Sam smiles at this.
You're amazing, Josie Geller.
Angle on Guy and Aldous as they dance. We see the cool girls, Jason and Stain, on the side of the dance floor laughing. Gibby reaches into her purse and pulls out a can of Alpo. She hands it to Jason, who pulls the can opener out of his pocket. Wow, that's weird. Opens the lid. He hands it to Kirsten, who takes the lid off. She hands the can to Kristen, who hands the can to Tommy.
So have you thought any more about Dartmouth?
Yeah, I have.
Close up on Josie's hand as they subsequently remove her hidden camera pin and drops it to the ground.
Hold on. Oh, it's really stuck. Ow, ow. There's something I have to tell you.
Her foot comes down on top of it. Interior George's van continuous. George is making out with his date when the monitor suddenly fritzes off. George looks.
What?
Her foot comes. George stands and hits the side of the monitor. Interior Gus's office continuous. Gus's monitor flicks to static. The crowd lets out a horrified gasp.
Tell him what? Tell him what?
Interior Country Club dance floor continuous. Sam looks into Josie's eyes.
There's something I have to tell you too.
Josie's eyes shift from Sam to over his shoulder. She spots Aldous, who smiles at her. Josie's eyes travel up to the can of dog food. Flash, Josie on the porch. And his date. Flash, Josie dripping all of her back to present.
No!
Slow motion as Josie lunges from Aldous and pulls to her floor as Tommy, off balance, dumps the dog food all down the guy's front. The crowd drops dead, staring at the can now, and the rattling noise echoing in the silence.
What is your problem?
I knew it. You are a loser.
You ruined the whole thing.
You so does not deserve to be prom queen.
Everyone is still staring. It's dead quiet.
Let me tell you something.
It is still silent. Josie takes a deep breath, looks around the.
I don't care about being the prom queen. I'm 25 years old.
Confusion and teenage disgust. Sam looks shocked.
I'm here as an undercover reporter for the Sun Times, for God's sakes, and I've been beating my brains out trying to impress you, and
She tears off her crown and chucks it on a roll.
I want to tell you something. You people, Guy, Gibby, the rest of you who have been keeping the geeks down through the ages, you will spend your lives trying to figure out ways to keep others down because it makes you feel more important, and you will miss out on so much. Why her, huh? What did she ever do to you? Let me tell you something about this girl. She is unbelievable. I was new here and she befriended me. No questions asked. But you people, you were my friends only after my brother, Rob.
She points out Rob in the crowd. He's mortified.
Posed as a student and told you to like me. But you know, I have to thank you. I've got to go to an amazing prom and I got to be prom queen. I got to be cool. It felt cool. It felt great. But not as good as being myself. And to all of you, there's a big world out there, bigger than prom, bigger than high school. When you get there, it won't matter if you were just prom queen or the quarterback or the biggest nerd in school. What matters is that you don't regret who you are or who you were. What if Steven Spielberg had quit the audiovisual club because it wasn't cool? What if Rosie O'Donnell had stopped cracking jokes because someone told her they were stupid? What if Michael Jordan never went back to basketball after he got cut from his high school team? In this room right now, there could be a future Nobel Prize winner, a Supreme Court justice, an amazing mom. Find out who you are and don't be afraid of it. And if you all excuse me, I have some business to take care of.
Reaction shots all around. Kids start clamping, hollering, woo. The line. Angle on Josie. She looks around for Sam, but he is gone. She runs out, brushing past the judges. Angle judges. Judge 2 daps his eyes.
This prom had everything. Laughter, tears, an amazing climax.
Judge 2 still overcome, just raises 2 thumbs up. Steer Country Club parking lot. Moments later, Josie exits the club looking for Sam. George runs up to her.
Hey, what happened? I lost the feed. Gus is going crazy. Please tell me something happened with Coulson.
Out of the shadows emerges Sam. The look on his face says he just heard everything.
So, surprise!
He shakes his head in disbelief and walks off. Josie chases after him. He turns back to her.
Surprise? You were doing a story on me?
No, surprise. I thought you'd be...
What, happy? Why? Because all along I'm allowed to be attracted to you?
You were attracted to me?
God damn it, Josie. Drop the act. Do you have any idea what I went through every night because of you? I was attracted to a 17-year-old when I wasn't taking cold showers. I was trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do after I couldn't teach anymore. I thought I was the one being unethical.
Oh, wait, I was going to tell you. It just...
You set me up for a story? You know what's crazy? I was actually considering waiting for you.
No, but now you don't have to.
No, now I don't have to. I bought all of your penguin crap. I thought I found her, the right one. And the problem was she was too young. No, wait, the problem was she didn't even exist.
I did exist. I do exist. I'm the same person.
The person I cared about wouldn't have done this. Everything out of your mouth is a complete lie. I don't know you at all. For all I know, you could even hate Dorothy Parker.
I don't. Look, you could get to know me again. Please don't walk away.
I can't even look at you the same anymore.
Sam gets into his car and drives off. Josie is devastated. Interior Josie's apartment building hallway later. Josie is still in the prom dress, rounds the corner of her apartment hallway and sees Rob still in the risky business, gets up, summoned in front of the door.
Josie, finally. Just wanted to come over and make sure you were okay.
Really?
No, not really, Josie. Not really. How could you do that to me? I helped you. I got you everything you wanted. And how do you repay me? You blow everything 2 days before pro scouts come to see me play. Once they had seen me play, they wouldn't have given a shit about my age.
I wasn't even thinking about...
Don't you realize that the only time I was really happy in the last 5 years is when I was playing ball with those guys? No, shut up, Josie. Just shut up.
He storms off. Interior Josie's bedroom later that night. Josie lies amidst in the needlepoint pillows, still in her prom costume. She stares blankly at the ceiling. Interior Gus's office day. Gus slams the newspaper down the desk. Close on the front page of the paper, not just any newspaper, the Chicago Tribune, the Sun's Times Rival. There is a photo of Josie from prom with her headline and reads, "Reporter revealed at local high school." Josie picks it up and starts reading.
Your story was Rigford's baby. We were scooped. We got nothing. Zippo. You totally and completely screwed both of us.
Maybe I could talk to Rickford. I tell him the whole story.
I'll tell you a story. It's about this shy copy editor who makes a mockery of herself and her boss when she completely botches her first assignment as a reporter.
Josie slams down the paper.
We're not screwed. Yes, I made a mistake, but we will have a story. You will have an amazing story.
Josie exits and tears. Sometimes bullpen continues. Josie walks out of Gus's office, continues determined towards the elevators. Anita falls and to step with her.
Josie, how'd it go? Did he ring you?
Yeah, but I'm okay. I've got some work to do.
Need some help?
No thanks. I'm doing this on my own.
Josie walks past Merkin's desk. She holds her hand to Merkin.
Merkin? Highlighter.
Merkin slaps a highlighter into her hand. She continues and Anita watches her go. Exterior, South Glen High School day. Josie, looking quite the professional and stylish, paint suit and briefcase, bounds up the steps. Two at a time. Interior, high school, same. Josie walks down the hallway. Purposely, she is on a mission. Groups of kids stop and stare at her, but this time, Josie doesn't even notice her. As Josie rounds the corner, she comes face to face with Guy, who is at his locker. He looks at her. She smiles, and now it is Guy that is nervous. He drops the pile of papers, tries awkwardly to gather them. Josie looks at him, and for the first time, we see it register on her face. This guy is just a 17-year-old kid.
Hey, Ms. Geller, this is totally embarrassing, but my mom, she's all worried about me getting a job after graduation. She wanted me to ask you about like an internship for me at the Sun-Times.
I'll do what I can and tell your mom not to worry. You'll do okay.
Josie continues down the hall, interior locker room, same. The guys' locker room, a bunch of guys are getting dressed.
After PE, woman coming through, cover up what you don't want seen.
And with that, Josie walking in the locker room completely unruffled and storms over to Coach Romano's office just as he is leaving.
Hi, Coach Romano. My name is Josie Geller from the Chicago Sun-Times. Listen, you know the local sports guy for the Sun-Times, Jim Lycan?
Sure. Every coach in the area tries to get Jim to cover his team.
Josie puts her arm around the coach and leads him back into his own office.
Well, what could I say to you if I told you that I could guarantee that Jim and every other reporter in the area would be at that game?
I'd say you can have whatever the hell you want.
Josie smiles together. They enter his office and close the door. Interior Josie's apartment. Josie sits at his desk typing on her laptop, engrossed.
Someone once told me to write well, you have to write what you know. Well, this is what I know. I am 25 years old, and I have never really been kissed. I have never really kissed a guy. A geek to the core, most of my childhood years were spent doing extra homework I requested from the teacher.
Interior Gus's office day. Gus comes in, snaps the light, sits at his desk, and opens his paper. He pulls out the lifestyle section. There it is, front page, never been kissed by Josie Gallagher. There are 3 pictures next to the article. Josie is at age 17. One is her recent prom picture, and one is her as normal 25-year-old adult.
High school was more of the same. Then, at 17, it seemed as if my luck was about to change. The cutest guy in high school asked me to senior prom, but it turned out he invited me as a cruel joke. I have never fully recovered.
Interior Son's lunchroom day. Anita and Cynthia in the article in the staff lunchroom over a shared bag of microwave popcorn. They are astounded.
Yes, it is embarrassing to share this with the world, but it would be hard to explain what I learned and how I learned it without sharing this humiliating history.
Exterior house morning. The Sun-Times lies on the front mat. The door opens. We see a pair of bare feet. A hand reaches over to grab the paper. We pan over to real Sam in all his depressed glory, sweats unshaven, bleary-eyed.
I received an assignment, my first as a reporter, to enroll in high school as a student, to gain some insight into kids today. Understandably, returning to high school was my worst nightmare.
Sam shuts the door. Exterior South Glen High School day. Kids stream into the school.
What I found?
Interior Miss Knox classroom day. Miss Knox wearing sombrero teaches her class.
There's still that one teacher who marches to her own drummer.
And in the back row, Kristen, and Gibby are laughing and
Those
talking.
those girls are still there. The ones that, even as you grow up, will still be the most beautiful girls that you've ever seen close up.
Exterior baseball diamond day, the baseball team as they practice.
The athletes, the immense sense of fraternity and loyalty that they share.
Interior science lab day, Aldi's and the denominators making s'mores over a Bunsen burner, getting into a melted chocolate and marshmallow fight and laughing hysterically.
The smart kids, who everyone else always knew as the brains, or who I just knew as my soulmates, my teachers, my friends.
Exterior parking lot day, Guy, Tommy, and Jason as they get out Guy's car in the parking lot.
And there's still that one guy, the one who's so perfect in every way, from the muscles in his shoulders to that gorgeous bald head.
Exterior high school day, we focus on one guy as he takes some steps, two at a time.
To the way he, in his own way, struggles to uphold tradition. Southglenn would not have been the same without him. High school would not be the same without him. I would not have been the same without him.
Interior high school hallway day. Guy, his buddies, Kristen, and Gibby sign yearbooks, hang out by the lockers.
All of these things made me miserable at 17. But at 25, I finally have seen this. All of this is just the way it should be. It is all a part of this thing, high school, a time in our lives that we can never truly repeat, a time that shapes us, a time that makes us who we are for years to come. High school, going through it the first time helped me make me who I am. But going there a second time, made me see that who I am is okay. I always wanted to be in, but 7 years later, when they finally opened the door, I somehow gained the confidence to stay outside. Firmly, happily. This is not the article I was sent in to write. This is the article I needed to write. I lived a lifetime of regret after my first high school experience, and now, after my second, my regrets are down to one.
Interior Sam's kitchen morning, the kitchen of a depressed guy, empty pizza boxes. Next to a dying plant, Sam pours milk into a bowl of Lucky Charms while he reads the sports section of the paper.
A certain teacher was trampled in my path to my self-discovery, and though this article may serve as a step, it is in no way makes up for what I did to him. To this man, you know who you are. I am so sorry.
Oh, yeah, he takes the wet paper, using it like a sponge. He soaks up the remaining milk and throws the paper into an open trash can. He leaves the kitchen. We hold on the empty room.
And I would like to add one more thing. I think I'm in love with you.
Oh, exterior baseball stadium
Please
parking lot
serve
night.
me.
Yeah. Cars begin to fill the parking lot in a steady stream.
And so I propose this. As an ending to this article, and perhaps as an ending to this portion of my life, I, Josie Geller, will be at the state championship baseball game, where my friends, the Southglenn Rams, are playing for the title.
Exterior baseball field night, the Southglen's baseball team, minus Rob, are on the field warming up.
I will stand on the pitcher's mound for the 5 minutes prior to the first pitch. If this man accepts my apology, I ask him to come to kiss me in front of everyone for my first real kiss.
We find nervous-looking Josie standing in the dugout.
5 minutes may seem like a short time, but trust me, when you've been waiting 25 years, it's usually the last 5 minutes that kill you.
The picture taken of Josie and Sam at the prom.
I went back to high school and discovered I was a loser. Again.
Widen revealed a picture of the fridge in interior Sam's kitchen evening. Sam enters still in sweats, carrying a book. He opens the fridge, grabs the beer, shuts it. Confronted by Josie's picture, he takes it down, looks at it.
And then I discovered it wasn't so bad. I wasn't so bad. So now that I'm ready to ready to start living the rest of my life, it would be magical if I could live the rest of it with him.
Sam lets the photo slowly drop from his hand into the trash.
Because inside everyone is a loser afraid to be loved. And out there is the one person who can kiss us and make it all better.
We follow Sam stare down the trash and see the photo lying on top of the side of Josie's article. The photos from the article are clearly visible. Angle on hot dogs, popcorn, changing hands being sold by the truck hold. The crowds are over capacity, way over. People fill the parking lot. They cover every other inch of the school grounds as well. They stand in the roofs of nearby buildings. They sit on top of their cars. It looks like most of the Chicago is either already there or on their way. Some women hold signs for Josie. Others hold and wave her article. Josie sticks her head out of the dugout, looks at the fans. TV reporters are everywhere, including several on the field. She looks like she may faint. She ducks back into your dugout, saying the team is dressed, ready, excited. Anita and Aldous stand next to Josie. Josie looks up at the crowd, amazed.
Wow, it's packed. What, Anita?
I was just about to say, it's great. They're behind you. They feel like they know you.
It's romantic what you're doing, and they want to be part of it.
Well, I'm so glad that you guys are.
Josie then starts to hyperventilate. She puts her head between her ankles. Anita and Aldous both grab the brown paper bag and hand it to Josie. She hyperventilates into it. Coach Romano approaches. Josie puts the bag on.
Sweet Jesus, Geller, I had no idea there'd be all these TV crews here. This thing's gonna be in every station in the country.
Josie immediately begins hyperventilating into the bag again.
You more than kept your end of the bargain. Now go out there and get him.
Josie gets up, slaps her on the ass. She hugs Aldous, then Anita, Josie a big hug and won't let go. Josie has to pull Anita, pulls back. Josie struggles to get out of the hug. Anita won't let her. Finally, they are both laughing. Josie walks out of the dugout and onto the field. Exterior, pitcher's mound, same. She walks around the pitcher's mound, clutching a microphone. The crowd goes berserk. She stands until they quiet.
Could I have 5 minutes on the clock, please?
The score board clock reads 5 minutes. Josie stands alone. Exterior box seats, same. Just the staff from the Sun-Times sits in box seats up front. Rickford joins them carrying a huge load of hot dogs.
Wieners! I got wieners! Hot wieners!
Rickford sits to the bus behind them. His hair finally growing in, Howard now down to just a sling.
I love this. Sometimes readers out there making personal connection with one of our reporters. This is amazing, isn't it? Wiener?
Gus takes a wiener.
Yeah, it is.
Wait a minute.
Rickford pulls something small and shiny out of the bun.
There's a bolt in my wiener.
Then he turns back to Howard and smiles.
Hey, Howard, what are you doing for next month?
Howard's face falls. Exterior pitcher's mound, same. Josie still stands there. The clock is down to 2:30. She looks over to the dugout. Exterior bleachers, same. The denominators talking and laughing behind them. Sit to the marching band. Exterior pitcher's mound, same. Josie forces a stoic smile. 1 o'clock is on the clock. Exterior bleachers, same. The crowd, Guy, Kristen, and the gang, they are trying to start the wave, but it's not working. Exterior pitcher's mound, same. The clock reads 20. Exterior box seats, same. The Sun-Times. Anita clutches Gus for dear life, her hand. Oh, hold on. Exterior bleachers, same. Everyone, including all the denominators, are on their feet, chanting all these cheers. The loudest exterior stands same. The women are on their feet, chanting. Exterior bleachers, same. Guy and the gang are on their feet. Exterior pitcher's mound, same. Josie stands clutching the mic. The crowd reads 10.
10,
9,
9, 8,
7,
7, 6.
Josie stands there, hands still held high.
5, 4, 3, 2.
2.
Josie steals a look to the dugout. No one is coming out the door.
1.
Josie makes one more desperate look around. No one is running toward her. Close up on Josie, completely crestfallen. She drops the microphone. It reverberates in the silent stadium. We pan across the crowd, all defeated, and then a commotion in the stands. Sam bursts through the crowd. He runs towards the mound. The crowd is on their feet. It feels like a lifetime before he reaches Josie, grabs her, pulls her close to him.
I told you could write, Josie Geller.
I finally found my story.
And they kiss passionately, the most amazing, most awaited kiss in the history. A kiss that will last forever. Interior dugout, same. Rob is in the baseball uniform, cheering up a storm across his chest and boiled assistant coach. Exterior box seat, same. Anita's so thrilled she reaches over and the plants is a big one. Gus, she is surprised, so is he. They like it. Exterior bleachers, same. The nominators and all just cheer their brains out. Exterior bleachers, same. Guy, Kirsten, etc. have finally succeeded in starting the wave. Exterior pitchers mound, same. Music up the Beach Boys, and then I Kissed a Girl as Josie and Sam continue to kiss on the camera. Pulls up, taking in the kiss. The crowd in the stadium. Camera spins up as fireworks go off above the stadium, and we watch as the stadium becomes a speck against the glittering backdrop of Chicago. Fade out. The end.
Yay. Aw. Oh my God. You and your wiener are killing me, Johnny. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed. Good night.